Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was the son of Meliodas and Elizabeth Part 2. Before we start, please go support PeladosapitoMedina for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Pap 9. That meeting was heard by Issei and Gabriel, and he left there. Issei. Okay, then Loki got out of hand. I was serious. Gabriel. Yes, and if I Mayu and Cadre and Seraphim we go to where Loki is, that would cause Ragnarok low. He said it would be, and seeing how Azazel left, and seeing that he was going to wear the hidden club group. Azazel. Hello boy, how are you? I said it calmly. He is. Bad, and how is he scared against Loki? I said it would be. Azazel. We are in a problem. He said it seriously and a little tired. At that moment a voice was heard, and it was from Issei, who came with Gabriel. Issei. To defeat Loki, Odin must return to Asgard so that he can command Mjolnir. He said it seriously, and Azazel looked at him in surprise. And how does Issei know that? I said it curiously. Issei. It's because I heard that meeting. He said it seriously. Azazel. Yes, but the dimension that Ajuka sent to Loki wouldn't resist much. He meant it seriously. He is. And he needs someone to stop him for a moment, right? I said it would be. Bekeno. Then we need Odin Sama to arrive on time with the Mjolnir. I said it would be. He is. Let me talk to my brother. I say with Serzich's Sama. I said it would be. Azazel. Okay, follow me. I meant it seriously, and to walk in the meeting where all the leaders were. Riaz tells him that they will go to give him time. Serzich's. So try to stop him. I meant it seriously. Ajuka. I can only send 10 people at a time to where Loki is. I meant it seriously. Azazel. This will be a difficult mission. I meant it seriously. Riaz. I am aware of the risks. I said it would be. Seraph. And it seems that I am not the only one who wants to go. I said it calmly, and behind them came 3 people, and it was Sona, Tsubaki and Saji. Sona. I'll go too. I said it would be. Seraph. No matter what we tell him he won't listen to us. I said it smiling. Azazel. I have a person who will help him a lot. I said it with a smile. Michael. For my part I've our arena, and who is that person? Azazel. I said it was curious to see Issei, who came out behind. Issei. I will go, since the safest thing is to go to this red and grey demon, or much more than before at the meeting of the factions. He said it seriously, and everyone nodded since he knew that Issei would be a great help to all of. Pursue Issei. Since his enemy is an Asgardian god, I will also go. What he said would be. Serzich is so pleased by time. I meant it seriously. They all went outside, and everything was already ready to fight Loki, and all the leaders were outside since it was ready. Serzich. Have this. I said it to give you a box. Graphia. They are phoenix tears. I said it would be. That's when I saw that the Valkyrie came with armor, and Saji looked at him with a silly smile. That's when Gabriel approaches Issei. Gabriel. I want him to take good care of you. Issei. I said it to give you a kiss. Issei. Of course Gabriel. I said it. Calm down Azazel. Well Issei, and you are ready? He said it seriously, and everyone nodded. Ajuka. Well here I go. I said it to transport it, and some green pyramids appeared. Issei. That was fast. I said it calmly and looking at the pyramid. Issei. Hey. You have who knows a lot about this Loki. Hasey could tell me everything. He said it seriously, and when Issei was going to tell him in a magic circle, Riaz was beginning to break. Riaz. There is no time to make a plan. He said it would be, and seeing that Loki was leaving, there is Loki. That Ajuka sends a child, but don't worry. You will fight my son. He was serious and invoking Fenrir and his 2 other sons, and a copy of the Dragon King and a lot of red and grey and blue demons. Issei. Then he also released the blue. You take care of the Loki children, and I will only take care of the demons. He was serious and invoked his sword. Issei. Hey. I don't know who you are, but you won't be able to face that demon alone. I said it would be, but Issei just ignored Arias. Let him. I can against that demon alone. He said it would be Loki. A human against that demon. Do not make me king. He said it with mockery, but Issei activated his demonic mark, something that surprised Loki and Issei, and saw that he ran and jumped high, and this one cuts a demon in half with a serious and cold look. Loki. I kill him easily. He said it surprised. Issei. He expects a pack of idiots to attack or he wants to die. He said it seriously, and to see how many demons were coming towards him, and a quick movement of his sword killed everything with great speed. But the others, they were surprised how Issei killed that demon so easily, but he came to his senses. Riaz. Let's go. Issei and Kaneko and Arena. You are going to attack one of the sons of Fenrir, and Kiba, Zenobia and Arena. You will take care of another son of Fenrir, and we are going to take care of the copy of the Dragon King Loki. He will not be able to with my son's attack. He said it with arrogance. Issei and Saji. President permission to promote and receiving a nod. Promotion queen. They both said it at the same time. Issei. If I had my balance breaker, I said it angry. I did it myself, and seeing how one of Fenrir's sons attacked and he dodged it, and Kaneko joined Kaneko. Come on Issei, I said it would be, and throw a blow at the wolf's face, and Issei just accumulated increase to help Kaneko a little. Issei. Dragon shot, I said it to throw a torrent of energy at wolf, and Kiba made the sword come out on the ground, and Zenobia slashed in the air, and seeing how the other son of Fenrir came, but this once Arena and Issei came, and Arena took out angel wings and a ring on her finger to throw at the wolf. He said it sadly to the last ones with the Gremory and Citria Keno. It seems that this one touched us, he said it to create lightning from his hand and throw a dragon at it, but I saw that a red demon launched a powerful attack and no one reacted in time. Rias. Be careful, I said it, scared since it was only a dragon, and I saw that Issei appeared in front of the red demon. Issei. Full counter attack, and the attack returned to the demon and kill it. Issei. Don't let your guard down, I meant it seriously, and to buck the demons. Sona. That looked like Tsubaki's sacred gear, I said it, surprised. Rias. Let's leave that aside, I said it to create a destruction attack, and Sona charges a dragon-shaped water attack. Loki looked at how the red and grey demons are being killed one by one. Loki. Damn human, he said it angrily as he already killed all the demons, and Issei stood in front of Loki. Issei. Now if Loki, you and I said it seriously. Loki. Think that you can only do it, he said it calmly. Issei didn't say anything, and they all looked at him until he wanted to hold a line to Loki, but this one dodged Loki. Don't bother, low-class demon, he said it to throw lightning at Saji, and everyone got worried. Issei looked at Saji, thinking that he hurt him a lot, but he saw that Fenrir's son was coming towards him, and Kaneko came out to help her since he almost killed her, and she took out a cat's tail and a cat's ear. Kaneko. I'm not going to be afraid of my power is something that I can never do. And that is why I am going to use it to defeat him, I said it seriously and grabbed the wolf by the mouth and turned it around. That was seen by Akeno, who only looked at her. Akeno. Then Var, accept your power, Kaneko. Then I too to take out a demon wing and fallen. I am Akeno Himejima, daughter of Shuri and Barakwil, and I give the queen of Ria's Gremory. I said it to charge a lightning and light attack and throw a dragon to do a lot of damage, and Issei only. I looked at him as each one accepted their power. Issei. See Loki, if everyone unites they can achieve it. And that is why I used my power. I was serious and looked at everything, since I didn't know what Loki was saying. What does he mean? He said it seriously, and Issei did not say anything since he wanted to achieve it, and his body was surrounded by darkness, and a very powerful aura came out of his body and revealed his new appearance, since most of his body is surrounded by darkness. Loki. But what the hell did you do? I meant it seriously. Issei. This is one of my most powerful form, and now I meant it seriously, and throw it. Loki, who took it off since Issei increased his speed, and he is still in the air, and creates a wing of darkness one from his hand, and I shot out where Loki is. Loki looked at him with a hint of fear, and so did the others, since that Issei form scared him much more than before, and Loki to hurt someone launched a powerful attack that someone made a magic circle. Loki. Damn human, take this, I said it angry to create a magic circle above him, and a lot of lightning came out of there. Issei. All of you cover up, I said it would be, and some did, but some of it was too late since Loki's attack damaged him a lot, and it was Issei, Kiba, Zenobia, and when the attack ended causing great chaos. Rias. Sona, you have to take care of the injured, he said it would be, and giving him the tear of the phoenix. Issei. Be more careful, he said it seriously, and everything ignored him, since Loki made a powerful attack and damaging more to everything, even laughs and rings, in that a magic circle comes out in Issei's ear. Issei. The weapon of Thor, the god of thunder, is the all-powerful hammer that brings divine punishment, especially with a single blow. And only can be used by the Red Emperor Dragon. I said it would be Issei. I understand, she said it, ready to grab it, but Fenrir got in the way, ready to bite her, and she just closed her eyes, but nothing happened since Issei intervened. Issei. And don't think it's a big deal for just taking the hammer. I meant it seriously, since she was in Fenrir's mouth. Issei. Issei. But Issei interrupted her. Issei. Get out of there, she was serious, and seeing that one of Fenrir's sons was behind her, and this one quick attempt breaks her tooth to Fenrir, and he buries it in the eye of Fenrir's son, and he manages to hurt Issei and leave her unconscious, and Rias went where Issei was and was crying for his pawn and his friend. He hurt that wolf. Issei. Yes, he is Emperor Red Dragon is inconsistent, he can't use the hammer he said it would be, and Issei approaches him. Issei. And I can grab him, he said it seriously, and receiving a denial from Issei. Just the but it didn't end since Issei walked where the hammer was there, and I grabbed the handle. Loki. He can't do it, only the can. But I can't since Issei managed to lift it with so much difficulty, and everyone's eyes were wide. Issei. Loki should pay more attention. I may not be the Red Dragon Emperor, but I do have enough strength to kill you and use the hammer, and now they disappear. And one more thing, Loki, never underestimate a human. I meant it seriously and hit Loki, and seeing how Fenrir was chained by a chain from Kuroka and Ardor, and they took him away, but no attention was paid to him. Loki. Damn human, I curse you, suffer eternally with your worst nightmare until the end. I said it to disappear. Issei had a dangerous feeling inside his body. Issei. What was that? He said it in his thoughts, and everyone thought that it was over, but it wasn't. Issei grabbed his sword and ran out of there at great speed, since he was going to kill the queen of the city, and Issei cuts half the copy of Dragon King. Issei. He finds you fine, he said it seriously and receiving a nod from Tsubaki, then a voice was heard. Seraph. Well, he didn't need my help, he said it calmly, since he was also going to kill the dragon. Issei. It's heard from you, he says that you are the strongest young demon of this generation, he said it calmly. Seraph. Yes, and also listen, it varies, things about you are famous, Issei can control that darkness, I would like to be in front of you for days, he said it with a smile. Issei. I'll tell you, sure, I said it with a smile, something that surprised everything a little. Rias. Let's go, boy, I said it would be, and everything went away in a magic circle, but Issei stayed there for a moment only. Issei. What did you do to me, Loki? I said it serious and leave there with a black laser of darkness and arriving at the same time as the Gremory. Rias. That's it, brother, I said it would be. Surzich's. Grace, but Issei, thank you very much for protecting my sister, I said it with a smile. Issei. It doesn't matter, you only trust yourself because you have a variety of people around you, and if you didn't have a single help, you would already be dead. He was serious, and Rias just lowered his head. Gabriel. Issei, you did very well, he said it while hugging his boyfriend and giving him a kiss, and this one was reciprocated by Azazel. Thank you, Issei, I said it calmly. Issei. I already told you it's nothing, I already want to go to the human world, I said it tired. Graphia. Have this paper and the train station will take it, I said it calmly. Issei. Grace, and also take good care of your son Graphia, I said it with a smile. Graphia. But how do you know, I said it surprised. Issei. I can feel the aura of Surzich's and you, I said it calmly and receiving a nod from Graphia. He went to the human world. Issei and Gabriel arrived to the human world and went to Issei's house, since he was tired. Issei was taking such a relaxing bath, but he saw that the door opened and he saw that Gabriel was there and she gave him a smile. Gabriel. Hello, Issei, he said it calmly and let his naked body be seen in front of Issei, who blushed, and she took the shower with Issei. But Gabriel and you, he said it calmly and a little nervous. Gabriel. You know, you told me that we were going to have a date, she said it smiling and washing Issei's chest with her chest, since she wanted to see Issei very blushing. Issei. Yes, I remember, Gabriel, he said it blushing since Gabriel was washing his chest with his chest. I did. Issei and Gabriel went out and had the appointment. It was already late. Issei and Gabriel saw an old man. Odin. Hello, boy, he said it while walking where he was. Issei found it. Hello, old man, how it has been, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from Odin. Not very well, so to speak, he said it calmly, and seeing that an albino-haired woman was coming, a voice was heard behind him. Gabriel. You are Rasu, Issei and Barakwil, I said it calmly. Barakwil. Yes, and Odin-sama, please behave, I meant it seriously. Issei. Well, I'm leaving. I'm scared that you're paying attention, I said it calmly and leave there with Gabriel. It's been a week this time. Issei. No. He had contact with Azazel, and I missed it a little, but he didn't give it any importance, and now he was with Gabriel. Gabriel. A week has passed, and we don't know anything about the Gremory, I said it curiously. Issei. Yes. But I don't care, he said calmly and received a kiss from Gabriel. Gabriel. Tell me, Issei, I was going to tell you a long time ago that it was that form when I will fight with Loki, I said it curiously. Issei. As I said, I have a lot of demonic mark, and I called that form demon mode low, he said calmly and receiving a nod from Gabriel. Issei. Gabriel wants to go for a walk, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from Gabriel, since he also wanted to go out. Issei and Gabriel came out and went to the park and saw that Issei and Asia were with a demon. That Issei saw him at a part of the young demon party, but he left since it was not of his importance and returned to Issei's house since he wanted to rest. Issei. Gabriel. Let's go to sleep, I said it sleepily, and Gabriel could only nod. Gabriel. Yes, Issei, he said it lazily and went to his bedroom. The next day Issei and Gabriel were having dinner and a magic circle appeared to Issei. In my ear ran it was Azazel. Azazel. Issei, I need your help, I meant it seriously. Issei. What happened? Azazel has not contacted me for a week now, I meant it seriously. Azazel. It's the Gremory next to the Cows Brigade and it's in trouble, I said it serious. Issei. I understand, I'm going to where you are, I meant it seriously. Azazel. Brace and I'm in Grigory since that demon also appeared, I said it seriously and disappearing in a magic circle from his ear. Gabriel. What happened? Issei, I said it would be since Issei he had a look that would be. Issei. We need to go to Grigory. The Gremory is being attacked by the Cows Brigade. At this moment he was serious and Gabriel understood and Iciero created a magic circle and went to Grigory and Grigory. Azazel was watching the combat of the Gremory and a magic circle appeared and there came out Issei and Gabriel. Issei. Now tell me everything, Azazel, he said seriously, and Azazel tells him everything that happened with the Fin de Rias. Issei. Then that class demon wanted Asia from the beginning, right? Lo, Azazel said seriously, as this was already planned, and Vali also warned him, but he listened to him. He meant it seriously. Gabriel. A lot of red and grey demons are appearing. He said it seriously. Azazel. We know that the Cows Brigade takes out that demon together, the direct descendant of the original Mayu. Issei said it seriously. Then let's go. He said it seriously, and Azazel creates a magic circle and leaves with Issei and Gabriel. A minute before Issei and Gabriel, Azazel appears on the battlefield. Riaz and her nobility was waiting for Astaroth servants when he saw that a magic circle came out. Riaz. That is not the symbol of the House of Astaroth, that is the Cows Brigade. I said it would be Diodora. Hello, heiress of Grimory. I said it with a smile to subject to Asia. Riaz. Leave Asia. Diodora, she is worse than a demon. She brings shame to the demon. She said it angrily, and Diodora just laughed. Diodora. I am ashamed to the demons. Don't make me laugh. Riaz. I don't remember what you did to Issei with the heiress of the Citri clan. I said it seriously. Issei. What do you mean? I said it angrily. Diodora. Riaz talked about this and all of this. The demonic house will see it, the 72 pillars, since it will see that your house and the house of the Citri don a shame for the demon. He was serious and creates a screen. And holograms. You could see a hurt brown-haired boy and a movie black and a redeed. This was Issei when he was just a child with the Grimory and Citri. Issei. What does he want? I meant it seriously. Riaz. Shut up, stupid human. When he's in front of me he has to tell me the big deal. I said it would be to give a blow to Issei. Sona. You don't know how royalty treats. I said it to charge a water attack next to the estuaries to throw at Issei. He was very badly hurt with his broken jacket. Please don't do anything to me anymore. Don't see that it hurts me. But it didn't end because Riaz tied him with a dog chain, but it had magic and it had electricity. Riaz. Shut up, your voice irritates me. Sona, let's go for a walk with my dog. I said it to create a magic circle with his hand next to Sona. Sona. First we have to teach him manners. He said it to give them his whole body with that magic circle and equal to Riaz and Issei. The only thing is that he stopped already crying. But these two did not pay attention to the fathers of Riaz and Sona. They saw how their daughter mistreated Issei. He was only a child. They couldn't get angrier than he was, and he had a face of shame since the entire underworld was seeing this. The battlefield. Riaz is surprised since Diodora had that, and she asked herself the question, how the hell Diodora had it. This is not over yet. Riaz still goes on more. She said it smiling and disappears next to Asia, who was inconsistent. Then a magic circle comes out and there is Issei and Gabriel together with Azazel. Issei. But since that damn thing has that, he said it somewhat annoying. Gabriel. Then Hasey was your life. Issei. He said it in his thoughts. Azazel. Go to Asia and Issei and I together with Gabriel. We are going to give him time. He was serious, and the Grimory group only nodded. And holograms. You could see an Issei all chained with a hug and foot, and there were 5 leftovers. This was Issei's former father with Issei, Riaz and Sona. They were asleep with those chains, but Sona threw a water attack at him and Riaz threw him an attack of destruction. Issei. What does he want now? He said it seriously. Issei's father. We are just going to have fun with you. He said it with an evil smile, something that scared Issei, but he couldn't even react since Issei's father was hitting him with a whip of power. That you laugh and Sona. I gave him Issei's father. Do you like this? You gave it to me. You laugh and Sona to torture yourself more because you are weak. You are not like your sister. I said it very furious to give him a lot of pain. Issei, I only asked him to. I killed him and cried since I didn't want to suffer anymore. Issei's mother. Shut up already. I said it angrily to throw hot water on him that burned Issei's entire body, and Riaz only gave him phoenix tears. Surziches and Seraphol. Seeing that, they could N''T shed a tear since they didn't know what their sister was doing in the past, since sometimes Phoenix's tear would disappear, and now they knew what he needed it for, and that torture tool also disappeared, but I felt a great fury against his sister. On the battlefield. Issei along with Gabriel and Azazel was eliminating a lot of that demon and the Cows Brigade, but Issei was enraged by that image. But then Auden comes out next to Michael and Irina. The last one had a face of shame since she was I was soon out of there and I was ready to receive the punishment. Michael. We are here for help. I was serious because I didn't want to see Issei suffering anymore. Everything attacked. Azazel killed that demon with Michael. Auden is fine with Gabriel and Irina under Issei together with the angels and demons and fallen angels, but I saw how Issei was moving away from a place, and when I was going to help him, a dozen red and grey demons, but they did something strange since they made a circle around Issei, and he looked at him somewhat confused. Issei. What does he think he does? He said it seriously, but his response was his dance since they made a cocoon of darkness enclosed Issei, and he inside wanted to free himself, but he could N''T, then a voice is heard. Waste your time. That was done by Ophis, and no one who has that power could not break it. Ulya echoes with a smile that his plan had worked, and Issei listens to that and gets very angry because he could not break this cocoon and somewhat worried about Gabriel. Issei. Damn, he said it angry and activated his demonic mark. The leaders, let's see what they did. The demon wanted to help him, but more came out, and Surzic came out with a magic circle together with Seraphol and Ajuka and the Tannin dragon. Surziches. Where is Issei? He said it seriously and everything was pointed at the cocoon. Gabriel. He is in the cocoon low. Seraphol said worriedly, we have to get him out of there. She said it would be in charges an ice attack next to Gabriel, but I saw that the demon. Gabriel and Seraphol intervened. Disappear, they both said it at the same time, one because their love was there and the other wanted to apologize, although she knew that would not work the damage caused by Riaz and Sona. But the Gremory group. They were at Diodora's base, but they found themselves with all their thoughts. That's what Diodora's voice is heard. Diodora. Tell me Riaz is not enjoying this since at this moment your family along with the Citri is in the shame of the demonic world. I said it with mockery. Riaz. I will not forgive you Diodora. I said it furiously. Then holograms. You could see orange hair and violet eyes. This was Irina Shidu. She had a wound with a thorn that made Issei afraid. Issei. Irina, not even, but I can't finish because Irina gave her a wound. Irina. Don't tell me my name. I said it angrily. Hasey had Issei asking her to stop, but Irina continued listening to Issei's screams. She just laughed. With Irina. They only had tears in their eyes since she wanted to go back to the past, and I did not comment on that mistake that torments him every year. Michael only looked with disappointment at his ace. Gabriel only shed tears since his beloved experienced torment and was angry with Irina. But he had to control himself because he didn't want to fall. Irina. Sorry Issei, I said it because I didn't have the guts to finish the word. They were gathered with the leaders because in front of them was two descendants. Of the original Mayu and a Norse god. This was Loki Odin. How is he free? I said it seriously. Loki. What did I expect, old man of me? I am a god, the god of deceived. I said it with mockery. Azazel. This is getting interesting. I said it with a smile. Shalba. False Lucifer, today will be the day of your death. I meant it seriously. Surziches. Shalba, descendant of one of the original Mayu and Crusory, also a descendant of the Mao. I meant it seriously. Crusory. This is a shame to unite with our worst enemy Lucifer, and he lifts up, but this ends today. Shalba doesn't do it. He said it seriously and received a nod from Shalba. Shalba. Surziches, look where his little sister is with her guard dog. He said it seriously and creates a large winged magic circle of him. Diodora came out with a crazy smile. Ajuka. Diodora disappoints me. She said it with sadness in her voice. Diodora. What did she expect from me? And now that I think about it, before Asia, I will take Seraphim. Gabriel, they have a good body. That Asia low, he said with a lustful look, and Gabriel only disliked Michael. That was before my corpse. I meant it seriously. Seraphol. What do you think you are doing with that circle? But Surzic realized it and quickly made a magic circle in his ear. Surziches. Riaz, get out of Hay quickly with your servant now. He said it seriously, and Riaz, since he recovered Asia, came out of Hay the fastest. Since he saw that magic circle. And winged by the leaders, the Gremory and Citri group came out. Sona. They did it, he said it would be, but his sister gave him a look of hate. Seraphol. What are you doing here? He said it cold. Sona. Her. But it didn't end since Seraphol interrupted her. Seraphol. This is not the best time to argue. I said it would be, and seeing that Shalba blew up that place. Then holograms. Issei was in a chair, chained his foot with a chain and also his hand, and he saw that Riaz and Sona entered with a toolbox. Issei. Now that you want, please don't sniff anymore. He said it with tears. Sona. Shut up now, we're going to play with you. He said it with a smile to take something out of the tool next to Riaz. Riaz. Tell me Issei how much 1007 is. He said it with a smile. Issei, listen. He gets very scared, but Riaz just hit him and saying how much is 1007. Issei only responded 99,986, 979. He cried for his torture until zero arrived and Riaz and Sona left him, but he gave him a phoenix tear and Issei was inconsistent. In the underworld. No one said anything about that, not even his worst enemy would wish it on him, since the two heirs of the Gremory clan and the Citri clan were already ashamed for the demon, nor did he talk to his father. They were really furious, and the mother of the heiresses, he is crying because of that suffering, because of what happened to Issei. On the battlefield. They no longer wanted to see those images. Gabriel. Now delete those images. I said it would be Loki. This still continues. I said it with an arrogant smile. Odin. Loki at this moment stops being my son and does not have the help of Asgard. I meant it seriously. Loki. I don't give a damn when you unite with the factions of the demons, angels and the fallen. I didn't care very much. I meant it seriously. In that, everything feels like a dark and evil aura was rising every second and everything was surprised who was capable of releasing that aura and unconsciously looked at everything in the cocoon where Issei was and everything did not give him a good idea what was happening. Tannin. But what is that Issei doing, he said it surprised, and he looks very well and quickly says Tannen, let's get out of here now, it's going to explode. He was serious, and they all listened to him since he felt that this asshole was going to explode, and he took away a large part of the combat arena, and he looked at Issei with black wings, and that he was breathing quickly and with a dark look. And no one liked that. Gabriel. What's wrong with you, I said it worried. Michael. We don't know, but it just gives off a dark and evil aura, and full of revenge, I said it a little scared, and each leader was hasty, even Tannen. But this one is standing with his wings of darkness, and a whirlpool covered him, and his raincoat was destroyed, and he screamed Issei. It was Issei's scream, and the whirlpool that surrounded Issei turned into a cocoon a moment ago, and the cocoon began to break and left Issei with his new appearance. Now he had a type of vest and black wristbands and dark pants. No one said anything because of the transformation that Issei had in him. He even felt fear and terror. That look that Issei gave him didn't show him anything, and Gabriel didn't say anything. Gabriel. Issei, what happened to you? He said it in a whisper that no one heard since he was still surprised. He heard something that gave a chill to everything, but more Loki, Shalba and Diodora crucially and more when he said that word, although no one understood that. Issei. Now I'm free. I knew I was still days ago, he said it with an evil smile and giving a chill to everything, and seeing that I had helped him, and with an arrogant smile Issei says. Thanks for your help, I was able to get out, and for his recognition he would die in my hand, he said it with an arrogant smile. They just gulped, since for some strange reason they could N''T move, since their leg was stiff with fear. Hap 10. You could see two descendants of the original Mayu and a former Norse god and a high-class demon who was overcome by fear for a simple human who looked at him with an arrogant smile since he knew that Issei was not the same as him before. But the leaders, they were looking at him with a fear of Issei since he did not expect that Issei would have that transformation and much less that power that even Serziches is afraid of him since he knew that he would not beat him even though he fights all at the same time. But and that's when a voice was heard, which was a black-haired girl, and then a door came out, Vali Kuroka, Ardor. And Bhikkhu. They looked at the black-haired girl, and Vali spoke. Vali. Ophis, you felt it too, right? I meant it seriously, since this he knows Issei's strength on the days of the meeting of the three factions, although he never had the opportunity to fight, and everything paid attention to him. Ophis. That boy is a consumer of darkness, he said it without expression. But for a moment he created a barrier field around the 5 Azazel boys. Why did you do that, Ophis? He said it seriously and expected his response. Ophis. Although I hate that a human is so powerful, Issei is on a much higher level than you, and if I let him free, he would kill everyone, he said it would be, and I would be surprised to everyone, since I didn't know that Issei was at a much higher level. That's why Issei's boost gear comes out. Drag. Ophis is that this level is Issei. I was serious, and I paid attention to everything. Ophis. I tell you that he is at the top 3 of the strongest existence or a little more, since he can defeat Shiva and Indra at the same time, he said it would be, and that made everything give him a chill. Odin. That means. But he is with a true demon, he said it scared seeing where the 5 are locked up. Ophis. That's right, that 4 is more than dead, and it doesn't matter that they use the snake that I gave him, it won't be of any use to him. What he said would be. Gabriel looked at his love with importance, since he can't do anything. Gabriel. Ophis, there is a solution for Issei to return to normal, he said it with hope, but Ophis only shook his head. Kuroka. And he thinks that we face him, he said it with fear, and Bhikkhu could only nod. Serziches. Bara, this fight starts. He was serious, and everyone paid attention to it, even Ophis herself since she caught his attention. The fight. Shalba, Loki, Diodora Crucery only looked at Issei with fear since they realized that he was in a barrier and had no escape. Shalba. We have to fight, he was serious since he had no other option, and all he could only nod in confirmation signal. They activated the snake that Ophis gave him, and Issei just looked at him with a smile. Issei. What do you want? Fight, he said it with a smile and took out a small sword and ready to fight, and everyone paid attention to him, and they hit it. It was Diodora. This magic circle was long ago to throw at Issei, and he was just looking at that attack in slow motion, and this one with great speed got behind Diodora and was surprised at everything since he didn't realize. Issei. That's all what he has, he was serious, and to kick him that sent him flying on the ground, and to eliminate the weakest, and Issei created a fireball and recognized everything and threw him at Diodora, who was on the ground, and that whenever that might have been equivalent, but it couldn't, and he filled it with filling, and he quickly began to scream in pain, feeling like his whole body was being burned, including his soul. But the leaders, they will watch how he killed Diodora. He did not kill him, rather he eliminated him from existence, since everyone knew that fire volley. El.Elamino.Su.Al.Alma, I said it nervously, and it was not the only one since Ona, Akeno, Kiba, Issei, Kaneko, Kuroka, Irina, Ross, Bhikkhu, Ardor, Serziches, Azazel, Michael, Serapho, Ajuka, Odin, Asia. Asper, and the only one who did not look at him with fear was Gabriel. Gabriel. We need to do something, I said it sadly. Rias. Issei became thirsty for murder, I said it with fear. Azazel. Look now, look for someone else, I said it seriously, and they put everything on him. The battlefield. Issei was still looking at his life, at what the Gremory and Citri did to him, and he just let out a smile, since he would get revenge very soon when he finished with that idiot Issei. The most wants to come, he said it seriously, and the three of them looked at each other, and Crusoe nodded and went to attack, but Issei dodged it, and he was on Crusoe's back, and he looked at him with fear, since he didn't realize that moment he was on his back. But he saw that Issei looked at him with a smile, and when he went he kills Loki and Shalba makes an energy sphere, and he did not move, and Crusoe just came out of there and made the three of them smile, but it was erased when he heard Issei's word Issei. Full counter attack and the power returned at 2, but with double the power and Issei, let's see, the Crusoe was surprised. He grabs his sword, and a quick movement appears in front of him, and Issei says, Kami Chijiri 1000 divine cuts, he said it with a smile, and Crusoe felt that his body was cut by 1000 cuts, and the same with Diodora. Issei threw the fire of purgatory at him. But the leaders, they watched as another fell from Issei's hand with a look so cold and a smile that only showed pure evil. Akeno. I killed another one, I said it scared, but Ophis felt something strange about Issei's body. It's as if there were two people in one body. That's strange. Ophis. How strange that boy is, I said it would be Michael. What does Ophis mean? I said it seriously. Ophis. What I mean, it's as if there are two Issei, one who is outside and one what is inside, I said it confused. They looked at it strangely, but Gabriel remembered Issei's word, what would happen if I left, and another one came, but this one was from Moldal, and this one was me, and now he understood that word Gabriel. Now everything has sense, I was serious, and they paid attention to everything. Kuroka. What does it mean? I was saying it curiously. Gabriel. Issei has a counterpart, but it's outside, it's bad, and it's inside. Issei is good, it's like yin and the yang, I said it would be Azazel. How do you know that? I meant it seriously. Gabriel. When we were at the hot springs, Issei told me. If he still disappeared and another one came, but this one is from Moldal, but let it be the same, I said it would be, and he understood everything, but he asked himself a question. How did they separate? Rias. And how they separated, he said it curiously, and Ophis answers his question. Ophis. It's because of Gabriel, he said it would be, and everyone looked surprised, even Gabriel Auden herself. What does he mean? He said it seriously, and I paid great attention to everything. Help Issei. Ophis. What I mean. Issei was first his being of darkness and receiving a nod, and Gabriel proposed that he would help Issei to turn his emotions true, and receiving another nod. There is this his response. Issei already has feeling, but his con part that hates Rias and Sona and her ex-family, separated now. What she is seeing is Issei's negative thoughts as her counterpart. When he finished, he kills that too. Will come for Rias and Sona with her ex-family, I said it would be, and I already understood everything, but they scared Rias and Sona and Issei, since I didn't want to die by Issei's hand, and knowing that all this was his fault, so he sends Issei in that dimension. Tannen. Now we must do this for both of them at the same time. Prepared. I was serious, and everyone paid attention to the fight. The battlefield. Issei looked at those two with boredom since he eliminated the two Issei. Come on, or maybe he's already scared, or he wants me to come for you, he said it with a smile, and scared Loki and Shalba, but he knew that already he had no chance of that cape. Loki. You think Issei? But he didn't finish. Issei kicked him and sent Shalba flying with a single punch, and he saw that Loki was getting up, and when Loki was going, he threw an Issei attack, pierces his stomach with his sword. Loki felt his body being pierced by that sword. He spat out a little blood but grabbed his head, and Issei decided. Issei. I'll teach you what it means. Put your hand on me, he said it with a small evil smile, to attack the fire that crossed over Loki's body that couldn't do anything. Shalba was afraid since this was only playing with them, and she decided to attack, and Issei to see that she just let the attack arrive, and when it arrived she threw Loki up with her. This makes it cut the power. Issei. Full counter attack. Issei, he sent that attack to Loki, and he saw that he fell on the floor, and to kill him, he made a fireball and threw it at Loki, who felt like his entire body was burned and his own soul too. But the leaders, they felt sorry for the death of that three, but only Shalba is missing, and it would be the end of combat, and I knew that they had to fight, and if they didn't, he was going to kill everyone. Seraphal. Only Shalba is missing, and it will be our turn to attack. I said it would be Gabriel. But there has to be another way. Please help him, I said it desperately. Ophis. I can do something for you, but give your hand at all costs. Seraph and Gabriel, I said it would be, and I paid more attention to everything. Gabriel. Azazel. What can Ophis do? I said it seriously. Ophis. I can take away a little of Issei's evil, since I feel a curse that I put on him when Loki died, and I imagined that he put that curse on him, and now he is free of that curse. He said it would be. But he lied about the curse since it was still in his body, and everyone was surprised to hear the Tannen. What curse did he put on him? He was serious, and receiving a denial from Ophis and Serziches, wanted to know the solution. Serziches. Then which bar makes the solution? I was serious. Ophis. Let me finish, but it's a high price. Issei will be emotionless for an hour, that's the least of it. And that's it, I took that part away. Gabriel, now come in. When I kill Shalba, Issei will feel a headache and you will make him come to his senses, and the possible one that attacks you, he said it would be, and Gabriel could only nod. Michael. Is she sure? Gabriel, he said it seriously and worried about his sister. Gabriel. Yes, and Issei would most likely do the same for me. Besides, I promised him I said it would be. Sona. Issei is about to kill Shalba, I said it would be, and a little worried, and I paid attention to everything. The battlefield. Shalba looked with fear at Issei since each of his companion had fallen and he saw that he was approaching. He passed slowly until he was in front of him and with a smile. Issei says. What's happening, Shalba? Does it mean something when your look changes from hope to despair? Stopped with a smile. Issei. It is a real pleasure for me. Shalba just looked at Issei with fear, and when he was going to say something, Issei hit him in the stomach and kicked him in the face, which made him spit out blood, and Issei puts his foot on Shalba's head with a smile. Issei. I'm already bored with you, they didn't serve as a warm-up, I said it with a superior smile. Shalba. It's impossible. And iuad demon being h humiliated. P for h human, he said it with fear and it made Issei angry. Look at me carefully, Shalba, I'm not just any human, I'm the demon himself. Now he dies, he said it with a smile, and Issei sent him a powerful attack and ended Shalba Issei's life. He sent a murderous look at the Gory and Sitri, and Issei was afraid. But the leaders, they saw that Issei killed Shalba and sent him a murderous look, but it was at Ria's, Sona and Issei, and when he walked towards them with Sim, he passed calmly and without a hint of fear, even though they are more Odin. There is coming low. Ophis said seriously. 3, 2, 1 now, he said it seriously, and I saw that Issei held his head in pain. Azazel. Gabriel. It's your turn, he said it would be, and Gabriel took out his 12 golden wings to go where Issei is, and when she arrived, she hugged them with affection and love, but Issei was moving in an aggressive manner, since he had a lot of memories of what his life was like. In Issei's mind, he could see how she was torturing him along with his evil side, and he was there. Issei. Now, I don't want to suffer anymore, I said it with a tear. Issei's evil. That's why we need to take revenge against Ria's, Sona, and our ex-family. I meant it seriously, but then a voice is heard and it was Gabriel. Gabriel. No, that's a lie, Issei, don't pay attention to him, you're not. He did, I said it sad. Issei is evil, you don't know how he suffered, and because of you, I separated from him. I meant it seriously. Gabriel. I wanted a second chance for him, I wanted to feel. Love, wanted to feel loved, you can't understand that. Issei said it. Now, leave me, I don't want to suffer anymore, he said it crying as he was tortured, seeing how his other self as a child was tortured, and Gabriel was expelled into the mind of Issei, but he did not give up as he hugged him again. Gabriel. Issei, it shows that he loves me, remember the moment we spent together, Issei, do you remember? Issei with tears, and Issei grabbed Gabriel by the neck. Issei's mind. He was crying as one of his little self was tortured and he wanted to defend him, but he could T. Issei. I just wanted someone who loved me, that's all I wanted, he said it with tears. Then he heard a voice calling him, seeing above what the meeting of the 3 great factions was like, and that blonde who stole his heart, who taught him love again, which made him feel love that he once lost outside Issei's mind. Issei had Gabriel by the neck and she said with so many tears, Gabriel. Issei, please. Issei reacted, my life, they don't make sense without you, there isn't there, please react, he said it crying, and tears fell in Issei's eyes. It wasn't his tear, it was Gabriel's tears in Issei's mind. Issei was in a dark place, but he saw that darkness was illuminated by a voice, and Issei looked up, which came down, and that was Gabriel. Issei. Gabriel. Gabriel, she said it with tears. Gabriel, she just hugs him to get out of there. Outside Issei's mind, Issei was moved for a moment, and little by little the darkness left Issei, revealing his clothing again, leaving only Gabriel standing with a shadowed look. Issei, what's wrong with you? I was saying it worried, a voice is heard. Ophis. Leave it for a moment, then the emotions will return, I said it would be, and Gabriel could only nod and leave it there. Issei. Azazel. Well, how are you? If we're not going to rest, and winged past Issei. Much grace, Issei, I said it to touch Issei's shoulder. Issei. What's up, Azazel? We're not going to celebrate or for some style, I said it without emotion. I see it as a dimensional gap, and there is a huge dragon, and knowing the purpose of Ophis and Volley's goal for joining the Cows Brigade, since he did not do it for evil, but to fight against Great Red. The leaders of each faction stayed to see how Seraph, Azazel, Michael, Gabriel and the Gory and Sitri group, and saw that Issei was walking to a place, and they followed him, and saw that he was cooking. And Gabriel decided to go to Issei and leave them alone. He stayed there. With Issei. This one was cooking some sausages and a bottle of drink. Issei. Sate, it's delicious, how could I defeat that? For how about a celebratory toast? I think baby only sometimes, when he's not so wrong. I was saying it calmly, when I heard a voice and looked who it was from that voice, and it was Gabriel. Gabriel. I knew that I would find you, Issei. I said it, lying since she and the others expected it to return to normal. Issei, hello Gabriel, what are you doing? Why is he here? I said it calmly. Gabriel. I wanted to be with you, Issei. I said it with a smile. Issei. It's fine, but there is nothing decent here, he said it calmly. Gabriel. It will be, it's fine, you don't have to worry, and thank you for the food, he said it, happy and eating what Issei gave him. That was seen by the leaders, who didn't say anything and just looked at him. Issei. How do you know? I said it with a smile. Gabriel. It's delicious as always, Issei. I said it with a beautiful smile. Issei. Grace. Gabriel. I said it with a smile. Gabriel. You know you're different, yes, no one will help you and everything. I was afraid this girl helped you, and moreover, she became your girlfriend, yes, it is the taste that a person knows, believe, she said it with a smile, and Issei just lowered his gaze. Issei. If you saw Azazel, you saw the expression on his face when he saw me and the leaders together a moment ago. I've already lost my mind. I can't even look my best friend in the eye. It's because he put up with my insult and coldness without judging me for who I was. What is happening to me? When I killed the 4 I felt so good, in fact even now I think I feel pretty good, he said it to hold his head and ruffle his hair. Gabriel looked at that surprised, even Azazel was surprised since he never thought that Issei would care for him, but he all saw Issei tearing up. Gabriel. Issei, you are, I said it surprised. Issei. I'm afraid of going back to what I was in the past, although I know I have to do it, or else I'll never be able to protect you, I cry. Gabriel. He wants to protect me, he takes Issei's head and puts him in his lap. Gabriel. It's okay, Issei, everything will be okay, Issei, because we are together and we will get out of this together, Issei, she said it with a smile, and Issei looks at her and approaches to give her a kiss. Issei had a tear that came out and Gabriel unconsciously took out his wings. The leaders had tears because of the scene they saw in front of their eyes. Like Sersic, Michael and Azazel, they had tears because Issei must have wanted to change and was afraid of going back to what I was in the past. Seraph cried because of her rival's scene but had a small smile. Riaz, Sona and Issei and Irina felt guilty for the harm she had caused to Issei. She really felt worse than the Escorial, and she knew that the underworld knew everything she had done, and most likely if her father did too. The Gremory group only shed tears since they had no words, and they decided to leave since they had no right to ruin the moment for those two. But Issei and Gabriel. They ended the kiss. Issei, Grace. Gabriel. I said it with a small sincere smile. Gabriel. No need, Issei, let's go home, I'm tired, I said it calmly and receiving a nod from Issei. Issei. Let's go home, Gabriel. I said it with a smile and leave there is. Issei and Gabriel went to the Gremory house, but there are these leaders, there was only Serzic's, Azazel and Michael and the Gremory group, and this goes down and remains in front of the leaders. Issei. I apologize for everything, I think I got out of line with but. It didn't end since Azazel gave him a hug and he hit him, making him laugh. Issei. Hey, what's happening to you now? I said it angrily. Azazel. Issei, you're bad, I made you not express yourself when I talked to Gabriel. He told me about me that I was your best friend and I didn't judge you, I said it carefree, and Issei only blushes because of embarrassment, but Issei went to Gabriel since he was very sad that he saw everything. Issei. I don't remember when I said that, I said it nervously. Serzic's, I apologize, Issei. For what Riaz did to you when I was just a child, and I promise you that you will learn a lesson, I said it seriously when I saw Riaz. Issei. I don't care anymore, Serzic's, that's in the past, although I have my other self inside me that is only rested, I said it thoughtfully, and the leaders only nodded, but he saw a girl who was behind the house. Issei. Hey. You're not the old man's bodyguard, he said it curiously. Rasu. Issei. Auden Sama dumped me, I said it sadly. Issei. I see, it's a shame, I said it calmly. Issei. I also saw Vali, his team and his dream, that's why he joined the Cows Brigade, he just wanted to defeat Great Red, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from all of Michael. I'm leaving, bye little sister. And Issei. Irina is coming with me, he said it seriously, and Irina just walked next to her king and disappeared in an ace of light. Issei. I'm leaving too, bye, let's go Gabriel. I said it with a sincere smile, and Gabriel blushed a little, but he left their Serzic's and Azazel with the Gremory Serzic's. Tomorrow we'll talk. Everyone watched that underworld video, and now we're ashamed next to the Citri, he said it seriously, and Riaz just lowered her head. App 11. Issei went to take a shower, calmly, but the door opens revealing Gabriel, who only had a towel stuck to his body, but she takes off that towel herself to enter the fight with Issei. The latter was a little nervous. Gabriel. Hello Issei, how do you find you, he said it with a calm voice. Issei. Better than before Gabriel, thank you for the question, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from Gabriel. But suddenly Gabriel hugs Issei tightly and putting him on his chest, and Issei, seeing what Gabriel did, was a little surprised. Issei. Gabriel, but what, but he couldn't finish because Gabriel had a tear. Gabriel. I was sniff afraid of sniff he wouldn't come back. Issei sniff please what but Issei interrupted him with a kiss and surprised Gabriel, but he continued with the kiss. Issei. Gabriel, I'm not leaving, that's for sure, you are my life, you are everything to me I said it with a sincere smile, and Gabriel blushed a little. Issei and Gabriel looked into each other's eyes little by little, until their lips joined into one, but that kiss increased in intensity as they began a tongue battle that Issei won, but their faces were red, and their breathing was heavy, but they had a more intense kiss, since Issei was touching Gabriel's chest, and they only made a moan, and she started kissing Issei's body, making him moan. Issei. Gabriel is sure he wants to do this, I say what but Gabriel silenced him with a kiss. Gabriel. Yes, Issei, I want to do it with you I said it with a blush. Lemon skipped please read it on website. Gabriel. You know, why don't we continue in our room, he said it with a beautiful smile, and Issei could only nod. The following days. Issei and Gabriel began to get up since they had a wild night yesterday, and they looked at each other, but Issei looked at Gabriel and said. Issei. Well, I didn't think that the purest seraph in heaven was a pervert he said it with a smile and blushing at Gabriel. Gabriel. Well, you still need to know that he said it with a smile, but with his blush. Issei. Today we return to the human world he said it calmly and receiving a nod from Gabriel, and they began to get dressed. Gabriel, yes, let's go, we're expected he said it calmly and leaving the hall with Issei. Issei. You know, now the Gremory and Citri houses are a shame for the demon he said it calmly and receiving a nod. Gabriel, yes, I saw everything that happened I said it a little because I saw Issei's past. Issei and Gabriel walked in the room, there was Serzich's Seraphol, Lord Gremory, Venelana Gremory, along with the Patriarch Citri and Riaz and Sona in the room. Issei. Hello Serzich's and Seraphol, Lady Gremory and Citri and Lord Gremory and Citri I said it calmly. Everyone. Hello Issei and Gabriel I said it calmly, and the first to speak was Issei, since now they were a shame for the devil and the underworld, and today they are going to punish Riaz and Sona. Serzich's. Well Issei, we loved you, I apologized for the harm they caused you in the past I was serious, and Issei spoke when he was going, but Seraphol spoke first. Seraphol. No Issei, they must have a punishment I said it would be and scared Sona and Riaz a lot. Lord Gremory. Yes, and we want him to be present, since now we are a shame next to the Citri house he said it seriously, and Issei, already resigned, could only nod, although he does not care about the punishment of those two spoiled girls. Issei. Okay, I'll stay I said it calmly and receiving a nod from everyone. Lord Citri. Well Sona Citri stops being the heir of the Citri clan, and that position goes to your sister Lucia Citri, since now we are a shame to the entire underworld, and she will also be expelled in the raiding game I said it seriously, and it sounds just she could have fallen to her knees, and that she always wanted to be the heir to the Citri clan, and now her sister Var occupies that place. And the worst thing is she could no longer participate in the raiding games. If Sona has a sister in this story. Sona. pp.but father.io.se.com but he couldn't finish because his mother slapped him. Lady Citri. That mistake you made was just a simple whim, and now you accept the Sona consequence I said it would be. Seraphol. I'm ashamed that she's my sister, we never believed you. I said it would be, and Sona just lowered her head and started crying, since now she had paid for her past mistakes, and Riaz only saw Sona who was crying, but so was her mother. Speak. Then Alana. Riaz Gremory, just as it sounds, she will let the Gremory clan heir be that Var position, for Serzich's son, Milika Gremory, and she will also be expelled from the raiding game, since now like the Citri we are a shame I said it Syria and Riaz could only accompany Sona through her suffering. Riaz. But he couldn't finish since Lord Gremory spoke. Lord Gremory. Don't laugh, you made fun of us in the past, you took Phoenix's tear, and even more that torture too I meant it seriously. Riaz. but.the.co.cons but Serzich's interrupted him. Serzich's, that old Var is dead, since he is allied with the Cows Brigade, and we have proof he meant it seriously, and destroyed the hope of Riaz and Sona. Issei. Hey Serzich's and Seraphol, I can take care of the old ones he said it calmly and receiving a nod from the two. Serzich's. Of course Issei, thanks to you, we learned that they do not agree with the peace of the angels, and fallen I meant it seriously. Issei. Since we've finished this, I can go to the human world, of course before lunch I said it calmly, but Serzich's spoke. Serzich's. Sure, but can I ask you a question I said it calmly and receiving a nod from Issei. Issei. Of course I don't see the problem I said it calmly. Serzich's. That was that state that he was with Loki, Shalba, Crucery and Diodora he said it seriously and a little curious, that made everyone pay attention to him, and Issei just gave a sigh. Issei. I called it the assault mode they give you a lot of abilities, and as you could see I no longer control it, now that I control it, it's my other self I meant it seriously, and everyone listening was surprised. Then Alana. And before they controlled him I said it curiously and they paid more attention to everything. Issei. Yes, before yes, but not now, since that state takes away part of my emotions as you could see, and I did not control it. They used that moment since I could not break that cocoon, and my desperation was great that I decided take the risk. I was serious, and everyone was surprised, since I didn't know that information, not even Gabriel knew that. Gabriel. So that means it couldn't finish since Issei only nodded. Issei. Towards Gabriel, I don't have my conscience that my other self is going to have it and he will most likely go for Ria's head and Sona with the Haidu family. I said it seriously and scared of the former heiress. Issei. Well, why don't we leave that aside and go eat, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from everyone. Did everyone? Senro and Issei and Gabriel went to the human world with the Rasuise Valkyrie since Odin left her. Well, he didn't leave her, rather he forgot. 3 days passed since Ria's and Sona's punishment and there was a 3-leg event. Of course Issei and Gabriel participated, but Issei felt a little strange, but he did not take it into account and he also apologized with all his sincerity. Since he was already going to leave his seriousness and coldness, obviously everyone accepted his apology and Gabriel, well he just laughed. Scene change. You could see several demons who were looking for the debris, but one demon saw something, but it was a black sphere. Demon. He said this curiously, and when he grabbed him he screamed and everything the demon wanted to help him and couldn't since that aura was dark and evil and he took on a shape. Change of scene. Issei was called by Azazel and now these two are face to face since Azazel had to warn himself of the curse that Loki put on him before killing him. Issei. I see, so that's why I felt serious. That day I said it. Azazel. Ophis says that he no longer has that curse. He didn't say that when you killed him, he said it calmly and receiving a nod from Issei. Azazel. And Gabriel, where is he? He said it curiously and Issei just looked at him. Issei. He went to heaven. I was scared that he would care since I was taking care of myself when I had no feeling. I said it calmly and receiving a nod from Azazel. Azazel. I see, then goodbye, he said it calmly and left. Hey, and Issei also left Hey since he had something else to do and then he would go to heaven to see Gabriel. Scene change. Issei lived with Issei and Gabriel since this was offered and she accepted since on the days of Ria's and Sona's punishment they met, but she had already been living with them for 3 days. But at this moment a magic circle came to light from Issei. She thought he would take her back to Valhalla, but she received serious news and left Hey quickly. Change of scene with Gabriel. Marina, Gabriel's ace was walking in his wife's office carrying a cup of tea, but he met a blonde-haired man and they recognized him immediately. That boy was his wife's boyfriend Issei. Marina. Hello, Issei is coming to see Gabriel-sama, he said it with a smile, and Issei to see who said that, he turned around and with a serious and cold look. Marina was surprised to see that look and when she was going something, Issei knocked her out and took the tea bag where Gabriel was. They were in a lot of paperwork because they neglected their work and when she was going to continue, she heard a voice from the person who makes her happy and answers all day. Issei. Hello Gabriel, how are you? I said it smiling and Gabriel will see it. Gabriel. Issei, what are you doing here? He said it calmly and he saw that he had a cup of tea and Issei saw what he was looking at. Issei. I met Marana and told her that I would bring you this, she said it smiling and sat down next to him. Gabriel. Thank you Issei. I was saying it to have a cup of tea calmly, but Issei hugs her quickly. Issei. You don't need to think much, Gabriel, just trust me, since I will protect you, I said it in his ear. Gabriel. Grace Issei, I said it happily. With Issei. He was in heaven with Griselda and Dulio who met and Dulio went to where Michael Issei and Griselda went to Gabriel's office and when they entered he saw Marina who was on the floor unconscious and quickly went for your help. Issei. Marina, wake up Marana, he said it shaking the girl who little by little woke up and the first thing she saw was Issei. Marina. Issei, why did you hit me? I said it would be. Griselda. What does Marana mean? Issei just arrived in heaven, I said it confused. Marina. So you are the real one, then who is with Gabriel-sama? I said it, scared for his wife. They quickly went in to listen to that and I saw that there was another Issei, but this one had a serious look and he was carrying Gabriel with only one hand and he had a smile and a lost look. Issei. Who are you? Damn, who is trying to look like me? He said it angry and when he attacked him, Gabriel raised his hand and made a magic circle and sent an attack to Issei that made him retreat, but Griselda grabbed him, but he let go and when he was going to attack again, Gabriel made another magic circle and with a lifeless look and Issei was surprised to see that. Issei. Gabriel, I said it surprised and seeing how that bastard hugs Gabriel and caresses his hair and with a mocking smile, but he raises his hand and an attack of darkness makes that place explode where Issei and Griselda and Marana are, but Issei made a cocoon of darkness covering the two girls. Outside the building. Everyone saw that explosion, and Azazel and Issei came running, along behind them came the four seraphim. Azazel. Damn, we're late. I was serious and a little angry. Michael. Who was that explosion? He said it seriously and a little worried about his sister, but he saw a cocoon of darkness, and there Issei and Griselda and Marina came down, and he quickly went to where the three were. Gabriel. Issei and Gabriel. I meant it seriously since the boy had a dark look in his eyes. Griselda. They took her. She said it in a whisper that everyone heard. Azazel. Valhalla. I sent an emergency message to Issei. It seems that Issei's curse is still going on, and that curse has taken shape. You can say Issei now has 3 Issei. He is a Drento, and he is outside with Gabriel. I meant it seriously, and everyone listening was surprised. Issei. But he told me, and he saw that Azazel shook his head. I see. He said it sadly, and he stops and looks at everything. Marana. Where var Issei? I said it would be. Issei. I will find that bastard and rescue Gabriel. I was serious, but Azazel stopped him. Azazel. We have a meeting with Serziches. He knows a little more. He was serious, and everyone nodded and went to Issei's house, but the Grimoire group was there. They all had a talk against Gabriel's matter, and Issei's clone. According to Gabriel, and Issei's clone was in the dimensional gap, but Issei saw Kaneko, and he remembers that he has a sister and is on Vali's team. Issei. Kaneko, you are Kuroka's sister and I know you can feel her. Please take me to where your sister is. I meant it seriously, and Kaneko looks at her. Kaneko. With my sister, it's okay, I still owe you my life. I said it would be, and everything looks with a serious face, even Michael. Michael, the first understand how Issei feels, but we can't. I said it seriously, and Issei was surprised by that word. Serziches. The underworld, Heaven and Gory, are being publicly attacked by the Cows Brigade. Yesterday we were attacked, there were many victims, family members, friends and a colleague who had been killed. We cannot ally ourselves with someone from the Cows Brigade to save a seraphim, and that includes us. I meant it seriously. Ajuka. Although Vali Lucifer isn't part of the old satanic faction he is, but Issei interrupted him. Issei. I don't give a shit, she didn't leave me, and I'm not going to leave her either, for one simple reason, even though Vali is not that damn faction of Satan's, he hasn't done anything, and he hasn't attacked him. I meant it seriously. Michael. Issei-kun. I said it surprised. Issei. I understand your positions, but I'm not going to stay with my arm crossed, but we are talking to the person who saved me from the darkness, and I'm not going to leave her alone. I meant it seriously, and Azazel speaks. Azazel. So Issei wants to leave a human. He said it with a smile, and Issei listens to that and is very surprised. Issei. What do you mean, stop being a human? He was serious and Michael speaks. Michael. Which means, although it is powerful, but your body is that of a human, it will not last long. I meant it seriously. Riaz listened to that and was surprised. I had a chance to turn him into a demon, but Issei destroyed that hope. Issei. I see then, Azazel, give me your blood to turn me into a fallen angel. I said it seriously and surprised at everything since it didn't last. Riaz. But Issei, I can handle you. But Issei interrupted him. Issei. I don't want to make a demon or an angel, even if I'm with Gabriel, but Azazel owes me a favor. It's not hasty. Azazel. I said it with a smile, and got a big laugh out of Azazel, and he took out a glass and cut himself on his arm, and makes his blood fall. Azazel. If you drink my blood, that's what it will do to you. My son wants it. He said it with a smile and surprised Issei since his sister was Azazel's son. Issei. But Issei does it, and he doesn't, but he couldn't finish because Issei picked up the glass, and with a quick movement he drank it. 10 minutes passed and nothing happened, but Issei grew 13 wings black as the night, but those wings were really beautiful, more beautiful than a seraphim, until Michael knew that on seeing those wings, and had to admit it was beautiful. But no one was surprised by the 13 wings since he knew at the Issei level, but that level increased a lot. Issei. That's it, now let's go, and by the way, I'm not going to tell you, father. I was serious, and Azazel could only nod. Azazel. Now yes, he will put up with the pressure of the dimensional gap. Jo he said it with mockery and made Issei angry because his sensei took away his brother, and not only that, also his blood for the woman he loves. And Azazel created a magic circle and said goodbye to everything and left with Issei and Kaneko. Issei, Kaneko and Azazel appeared in a place since Kaneko told him her sister's address, and he saw that a black-haired woman came out, and Issei looked at her. Kuroka. I didn't expect Shirin to come visit me. He said it smiling. Issei. I have a favor that you lost. I was serious and Kuroka saw it. Kuroka. And what favor do you need? I said it curiously. Issei. It's not Kuroka to you, if you didn't want to talk to whoever is behind you. I was serious, and Kuroka wasn't surprised, she already knew what existence she was in, and a silver-haired man came out behind Kuroka. Ali. And what do you need from my Issei? He said it with a smile. Issei. I want you to send me the dimensional gap now. I meant it seriously. Ali. and because I would said it calmly. Issei. Please Vali, Gabriel, this is there if I don't go she could die I was serious, and Vali only saw him, and next to him came out two boy that we all already know, Biku and Arthur. Vali. It's okay Issei, Arthur he said it seriously and in blonde he stood in front of Issei. Arthur. A lot of Issei, I didn't have to meet you, and I would like to have a battle with you, since I'm very good with the sword I said it calmly, and receiving a nod from Issei. Issei. Okay I meant it seriously. Arthur. The sacred sword Kalbrand inherited by generation by the Pendragon family, has the power to but Issei, and Vali interrupted him. Issei and Vali, he now opens the dimensional gap and leaves the explanation he said it annoyed since he didn't want me to tell him the history of his family, and Arthur only had a depressive aura. Arthur. Okay I meant it to be a cut in the air, and it creates an Issei energy field. Issei. Grace, and you too Kaneko Grace he said it with a smile and left there and left everything, and Azazel approaches Vali. Azazel. I must thank you appropriately for helping Issei I said it calmly. Vali. Don't worry and I also owe you a favor and turn you into a fallen angel, so that you can resist the dimensional gap a little he said it with a smile and left with his team and Azazel left with to Kaneko. With Issei. He was rubbing in the dimensional gap and couldn't find anything until he thought about his feeling for Gabriel, then he saw in front of him and a gap opened and he revealed the person Gabriel was looking for, but he had his 12 wings. Golden outside, but Issei doesn't care about that small detail. Issei. Gabriel is you he said he was happy, but he saw his eyes that had no shine, and he looked at him seriously, something that worried Issei, but he saw that he created a spear of light and threw it at him, and Issei dodged it easily, but Issei it was not appropriate to hit Gabriel. Issei. Gabriel reacts, it's me, Issei reacted, remember when I was doing it I said it when I was in front of Gabriel, but she didn't see reason, she simply created a spear of light and threw it at Issei, but she saw that Gabriel increased his power more and taught me why. The strongest seraphim in heaven told him. Issei. Gabriel reacts, it's me, Issei, and once I was cold and serious but you helped me, and now I'm going to help you like you helped me. My life has no meaning if your Gabriel isn't there I said it sadly, and seeing that Gabriel had tears in his eyes. Since she was remembering the time they spent together. Gabriel. Issei he said it with a smile, and Issei listened to that, he was going to hug her, but he saw that Gabriel increased more power. Gabriel. It was Gabriel's scream that suddenly increased his aura, and Issei saw that a sphere of darkness came out of Gabriel's chest, and a cocoon covered it and revealed Gabriel with his new form. Now he had a vest that covered his entire chest and pants that covered his entire leg and a mark on his forehead and dark eyes that showed nothing. Issei. Gabriel, what happened to you? That's the way he attacked, he said it in his thoughts the last thing. Gabriel began attacking Issei, but now Issei had a problem with Gabriel, she threw darkness attack and spear of light at him, he could only match it, since he was not able to attack the woman he loves, with all his heart, and he saw that Gabriel did not he attacked, and with the pain of his soul he decided to attack. Just then he hears a voice in his head. Issei's evil. He won't be able to with that Issei form, they are already strong, even if they use the entire demonic mark, and there is only one option, and you need me he said it seriously in his mental link. Issei. I'm not going to allow them to use my body again he was serious and dodging a spear of light and another of darkness. Issei's evil. I knew he was going to say that is why we are not going to work, Issei, we will be one being, like we were before he said it seriously and surprised Issei. Issei. I refuse if we don't work I'll be cold like again he said it seriously. Issei's evil. Issei avoids you, Gabriel taught me that he has revenge, and Renko will not be hurt anymore, and he let me see the reality, you want a second chance, and that is why we must rescue her, he meant it seriously, and Issei could N''T believe it, but he dodged a blow and moved away from Gabriel. Issei. So yes but his other self interrupted him. Issei's evil. Do as Issei would use your assault mode if you lose your emotions, and a figure stood in front of Issei, and he extended his arm, and Issei just looked at him. Issei. So let's go back a few days ago he said it to shake his hand against his other self and a cocoon of darkness covering Issei and letting him see his new form, but this time with his emotions and self-awareness. Issei. I'm going to save you Gabriel I meant it seriously so Issei's powers collided with each other and he hit Gabriel, who responded in the same way. But the dimensional gap was being affected by the powers of that too, since Gabriel had the same strength. Because of his combat experiences and Issei because of his sword and melee experience and knew how difficult an opponent like Gabriel would be. Issei. Gabriel I will take you out of that darkness that you have in your heart and you will return to the sweet Gabriel that I know, so if necessary we will fight for our love, that love that you showed me, because I love you more than anyone else. Chap 12. Issei. So let's go back a few days ago, he said it to shake his hand against his other self, and a cocoon of darkness covering Issei and letting him see his new form, but this time with his emotions and self-awareness. Issei. I'm going to save you, Gabriel. I meant it seriously. So Issei's powers collided with each other and he hit Gabriel, who responded in the same way. But the dimensional gap was being affected by the powers of that too, since Gabriel had the same strength. Because of his combat experiences and Issei because of his sword and melee experience and knew how difficult an opponent like Gabriel would be. Issei. Gabriel, I will take you out of that darkness that you have in your heart and you will return to the sweet Gabriel that I know, so if necessary we will fight for our love, that love that you showed me, because I love you more than anyone else. Current events. Issei and Gabriel launched a punch, but there was a difference. Issei's punch was not strong enough to hurt Gabriel, since he did not want to hurt Gabriel, since he wanted him to come to his senses. Issei. Gabriel, remember who you are a wonderful and kind woman, but you are not Issei, you are not you have to come to your senses. And that he remembers the entire moment he lived with her, the moment he was sleeping. At that point, Issei receives an attack from Gabriel that leaves him hurt. I remember. Gabriel. Come on Issei, don't be so boring, leave that face serious and cold. He said it in a childish way and Issei only looked coldly, but his mind was something else, the smile. Battle. Issei is sent flying with a kick from Gabriel and a blast of light spear. I remember. Gabriel hugs Issei as if he were a stuffed animal, in Tannen training and more when it was the way I slept. Issei. Because he hugs me a lot even when I'm sleeping. I meant it seriously. Gabriel. Because I'm very soft and hot. He said it with a smile. Battle. Issei was crying, tears came out of his eyes. This was the third time that tears came out of his eyes, and that same woman made them come out of pain and also happiness. Issei. Gabriel, I always loved you. I said it in a whisper and he saw that Gabriel approached and hit him, sending him flying. He remembered when his first kiss was and remembering his entire life. He prepared an attack but did not have the courage to launch it at the women he loves. And he saw that Gabriel began to increase his darkness more. Issei. I can't do it. So Loki wanted to see me suffer, but what a shame he's dead. He said it seriously and sadly. Issei. I won't leave you there. Gabriel react once in a damn time. He said it shouting, and that Gabriel regains consciousness a little, and Issei goes with everything, but Gabriel launches an attack at him, but Issei resisted, and again he went to where Gabriel was, but he shouted his name, but this time he did not have his way. Ivan Float attacked and at that moment Gabriel also came to his senses and the darkness that surrounded her disappeared and she hugged Issei. Gabriel. Issei, 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 gracia me Issei. I said it with a smile. Issei. Gabriel is really you are my Gabriel. I said it with tears to reciprocate the hug tightly. But he saw how that massive darkness took on a shape and he saw that it was the same Issei who kidnapped Gabriel and he only had an arrogant smile. Issei. You're a damn man, he'll pay me for touching Gabriel. He said it furious and annoyed, but he saw that the other Issei took the assault mode and Gabriel just looked a little annoyed. Issei. Then I'm going mine too. He was serious and a cocoon covered him and Gabriel and he let Issei see again with the assault mode, something that surprised Gabriel since he didn't get out of control. Gabriel. Issei, how could you? But Issei interrupted him. Issei. I'll tell you later. Gabriel. He was serious and saw how his other self launched an attack at him and Issei threw Gabriel away so that she wouldn't be harmed by that attack. Issei had an even fight against his other self, but he saw that his other self charged a powerful attack and he knew that that would seriously damage him and he also charged an attack, but this time he took out his 13 black wings and created a spear of light, but he saw that Gabriel was also joining his hand with him and operated his spear of light with a single power. Issei. Ready Gabriel. He said it smiling. Gabriel, of course I can't let you fight alone together, we are the only fallen angel. Issei. I said it with a small smile and the two of them saw the other Issei and he already launched an attack in this too, but the attack consumed Issei and Gabriel another Issei and disintegrated completely. Gabriel. Issei, we could do it. He said it smiling and kisses Issei and he reciprocated it. But he saw that the bubble that was being destroyed and fell to the bottom of the dimensional gap since it seems to have no end. Issei. It seems that we are going to wander forever. He was serious, but he saw that a large dragon came out in a dimensional gap and Gabriel and Issei recognized him as being a big red and they saw that he made another gap and they decided to follow him since he could take him out of there. Gabriel. Where are we? Issei. I said it curiously since the sky was beautiful and I was on a beach and Issei looks at it the same as Gabriel. Issei. It won't be. He said it calmly and saw that Gabriel was walking towards the seashore. Gabriel. Issei, I apologize, because I caused you trouble again, that's why I ask you, but Issei interrupted him. Issei, no Gabriel, you saved me and this time it was my turn to save you. I said it with a smile and to have a kiss with Gabriel. and disappearing from that place, and everyone found out that Issei was able to save Gabriel that day. The three seraphim cried like never before because they once lost their father, and this time they did not want to lose their sister. Issei told Gabriel everything about how he became a fallen angel so that they could resist in the dimensional gap, and Gabriel wanted to kill Azazel since he didn't like the idea of Issei becoming a fallen angel, but he didn't blame him since it was his guilt that Issei left his humanity, and now Issei was practically Azazel's son. Something that Issei was never going to tell Azazel was a father, and neither was Gabriel, since now Azazel was his father-in-law, something that the entire supernatural world made Issei laugh at. And Gabriel only hid because of the shame he was going through, but today was the day of sport and song, since Issei had a song for Gabriel, and the help of Azazel and Michael, and also Issei. I know that Dawn living in the city of Cow, and she also became a teacher, and the Academy Cow was something that the boy liked, because he had a hexy teacher. And today was the day of the academy that everything expected was the holiday of the academy, and today was the day of run 3 legs, and it was Issei's turn, and Gabriel was running since today was the race, and obviously Issei and Gabriel won that race. And Azazel was proud of Issei since he told him that it worked with his counterpart, and he also saw Issei looked at him, and he understood that look. And he stops and the other teachers look at him and he looks at him the same way, and they nod. Azazel grabs the microphone and speaks. Azazel. Well, today we will do something special since a boy please sang everything to follow me and assured him that he didn't regret it. He said it smiling since that song that Gabriel rather his daughter-in-law and all the students paid identified to him. But Gabriel was looking for Issei and he couldn't find him anywhere, and he thought he went to the bathroom and went to see who would sing with Issei since they became great friends. And when they arrived they saw a stage to sing and all the students. He gets excited and Azazel stands in front. Azazel, well here I present him to Issei, he said it excited. And everyone who listened to the name was very surprised, and that was Ria's and her entrance with Sona, Issei and Gabriel, the last one. I did not know that Issei was singing, that's when I see that Issei came out, and with some musicians who played drums and guitar, and Issei was the vocalist. Issei. Well, I want to dedicate this song to a special person for me, and I hope you like it, he said it smiling, and Issei saw those who were accompanying him, and he nodded and they began to play, and Gabriel paid attention to him. Issei sung. I don't want you to leave. The night is still long. Every moment of ours. I would like to stop it in this bed. How long are the hours? When you delay. I go crazy, waiting for you kills me. Love stay, stay. I want more of your kisses. I need your body. Make love to me, kill me with pleasure. Love, stay, stay. Wishing you if it's a vice. From which I will never cure. Love, stay. Audience, they were surprised since they did not know that Issei knew how to sing very well, and they all started shouting, but Gabriel felt that that song was for her and she felt very happy, nor does she talk to the group Grimory and Citri and her ex-family since there was also there, and he did not know that Issei was hiding that talent. And Issei's ex-family felt destroyed since they ruined his happiness, and he knew that that angel had returned his smile, and there was also Serzich's, Michael, his companion. It was Graphia, Seraphol and Penemu and Griselda and Marana and Dulio. But Issei. I get sick with desire. When I don't have your love. Until I hear your steps. And see you in my arms. I feel imprisoned. How long the hours are. When you delay. I go crazy, waiting for you kills me. Love stay, stay. I want more of your kisses. I need your body. Make love to me, kill me with pleasure. Love stay, stay. Wishing you is a vice. From which I will never be cured. I am addicted to your mouth. The how you provoke me. As to your eyes of heaven. Your laughter and your hair. Your way of being. Addicted to your love. Love stay, stay. I want more of your kisses. I need your body. Make love to me, kill me with pleasure. Love stay, stay. Desire you if it's a vice. From which I will never cure. Love stay. Issei finished singing and everyone applauded him, and Issei grabs the microphone and says. Issei. This song was dedicated to Gabriel, the love of my life. I said it with a smile. Gabriel listened to him and went up a stage and kissed him with love, under the gaze of everyone, but still they applauded loudly, and he asked for another song. Michael watched as his sister found someone who should love her, and he didn't care if Issei is now a fallen angel, since he did it to save his sister. Serzich's and Seraphol, they looked at him with a smile, since that boy was someone cold and ruthless now. Had become someone kind and generous. They felt proud since Azazel was thinking of looking at Issei as a son, and Penemu, they had a smile since she only heard Issei's story. But now she knew him in person, and the Grimory group and Citri and Issei's former family, a part of them was happy since Issei is no longer someone cold and serious, but sad since Issei doesn't want to know anything about them, but then seeing Issei who started talking. Issei. Gabriel, this song means everything to me, he said it with a small smile and could only nod with joy since this day was the best of all in his long life. Issei sung. Breathing your air, dreaming your dreams. And today I want you to know that you are in them. That you are the culprit of all my worries. I want you to understand that you are my desires. I spend entire days and nights thinking about the love that runs through my veins. Thinking that I was looking for someone who would love me. And who would like someone who is worth it. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. I am here by candlelight, writing a song to the most beautiful woman. Because I want her to know that I fell in love with her. And I want to take her with me to the stars. That sensation that runs through my body. Every time it looks at me, if time stops. Every time you kiss me, you steal my breath. You are the princess who gave me back the story. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. But Gabrielle has only had tears in her beautiful blue eyes, but she had a smile, since everything she needed and her happiness and her love was in front of her, like another song was being sung to her, and she felt how her beloved expressed himself every time. Lyrics with love, but Gabriel made a smile since his beloved would also show him how much he loves him, and Michael saw that smile from Gabriel, and he just smiled since his little sister also sings, and the leaders only saw Michael, and guessed what he thought, since they also knew Gabriel's plan. And the audience just screamed because they never imagined the boy who was once someone cold and serious would sing well. But this I sung. Breathing your air, dreaming your dreams. And today I want you to know that you are in them. That you are the culprit of all my worries. I want you to understand that you are my desires. The love that is, the love that will be. The love that I felt for so long and you will see. That I will express second by second. Until the world ends for you. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. And I want to confess to you that in my life you are the angel in my guise who gives me his light. The one that illuminates the dead end. The one who has given hope to my life. Issei. I don't want Gabriel to change, I want him to be the way he is, he said it with a smile and kissed Gabriel. Gabriel. Thank you, Issei, but what do you think if I sing now? I said it with a funny smile, because of Issei's face. Issei. T2.C sing, a surprised man said it. Gabriel. Yes, I told you, Issei, you still don't know me, I also keep a secret, I said it smiling, and Gabriel gave the order to sing. Gabriel singing. You can't imagine what I feel for you. How I miss you. When you're far from me. If you left me. I wouldn't know what to do. I would change my life. I could go crazy. I pray to God that that moment never comes and that he protects our love. There are no two like you. Until the end of the world. I would go looking for you. Nothing can separate me from you. I would cross the 7 seas. Until I reach you. Until the end of the world. I will follow you. Wherever you are. I will find you. Nothing in me is more important than living with you. It scares me so much. This great need to always have you and love you more and more. It's a feeling very difficult to explain. How crazy I get if you delay arriving. I ask God not to leave me and forever protect our love. Like you there are no two. But Issei. He only had tears since he never thought that Gabriel had that angelic voice, and he was not the only one, if not the entire audience was shouting, more so than the men, since Gabriel was the most beautiful woman he could see, but he knew that he was with Issei. Michael only had a small tear that he remembered when his sister sang to heaven with his father, Griselda Marana, and Dulio could only smile with Serzich's Graphia Penemu Serapho, and Azazel. The latter had tears since his son took Gabriel away, but had a smile. Issei was jealous, since she had this one with her brother sung next to her, and not Gabriel. Gabriel sung. Until the end of the world. I would go looking for you. Nothing can separate me from you. I would cross the 7 seas. Until I reach you. Until the end of the world. I will follow you. Wherever you are. I will find you. Nothing in me is more important than living with you. How can I imagine this life without your love? If I need you, just like water, I would collapse. If you stopped loving me you would give me a mortal wound. That's why my love Until the end of the world. I would go looking for you. Nothing can separate me from you. I would cross the 7 seas. Until I reach you. Until the end of the world. I will follow you. Wherever you are. I will find you. Nothing in me is more important than living with you. Gabriel. You like to say, he said it with a beautiful smile, and Issei just nodded to give him a kiss in front of the public. Issei. Yes, Gabriel, now the last song to end this concert, he said it smiling, and Gabriel could only nod since he would sing with his beloved, and Issei saw what he was playing, and they also began to play the instruments. Issei and Gabriel only applauded until the leaders applauded and Issei and Gabriel looked at each other. Issei and Gabriel. I love you more than anyone, I said it at the same time. Issei and Gabriel went home since the Academy Festival had ended. Of course, Issei and Gabriel said goodbye to everything. Although Issei's ex-family wanted to talk to him, he simply left and left his ex-family and the two of them now. He is in his room and Gabriel speaks. Gabriel. Issei, ready, let's have a round, he said it with a smile and a blush since he was going to see that he did it the second time ago. Issei, if you are ready, Gabriel, I will be ready as always, he said it with a blush, and Gabriel approaches Issei, and they give him a kiss that Issei reciprocates, and Gabriel takes off Issei's shirt, and Gabriel unconsciously takes out his wings, and the two say to each other, I love you. Chap 13. After 1 year of the Academy Festival, that time has passed varies, as the hero faction had kidnapped the leader of Tokyo, Yusaka, and the fallen angels and demon faction, and Angelus had helped her, and they made a peace treaty, just like the Olympus faction, the Olympian gods made a peace treaty, and Vali's team had been forgiven for their collaboration in defeating the Chaos Brigade previously. But now the leaders of each faction had a meeting of factions like the faction leaders. Heart of the Demon. Serzich's Lucifer, Seraph Leviathan and the group Grimory and Citri, since Fuera will forgive Issei since he spoke with their fathers and told her he will forgive her and she could participate in the raiding game. Los Angeles. Michael, Gabriel, they had a lost look since something precious to her had been taken away, but she had something in her arms, or rather someone. This was the son of Issei and Gabriel, and his name was called Meliodas. He was born with the same powers as Issei and Gabriel, but you will wonder why he had a lost look, since this is the reason for the meeting. The Fallen. Azazel and Penemu, both of them had a lost look, since for both of them something precious was also taken away from them. Los Yokai. Yusaka and Suhija Kanu. Asgard. Odin and his son Thor and Issei. Olympus. Zeus and Possessed. They had a big problem was that the Chaos Brigade Hasey had been raised by Rissavam Live and Lucifer, and the worst thing was they had an army of red demons, greys, blues and other species of world, like those who did not accept peace, and some gods like Hades and god of underworld and some other gods. And if you are wondering where Issei is and why he is not with Gabriel and his son Meliodas, this moment I was discussing this topic and the prime speaker is Serzich's. Serzich's. We don't have a clue about Issei, he said it seriously and at the same time sad since he became fond of him and saw him as his brother. Azazel. No, not yet, that bastard from Rissavam attacked Issei when he was weak, he will pay me for it. He said it furiously and not the only one, everyone in the room was furious since the boy earned everyone's affection. Zeus. And not only that, Rissavam's strength increased a lot and he revived the direct descendants of the original Mayu, he meant it seriously. Michael. If Issei were here, he would surely think of something. He said it seriously and sadly. Gabriel. We have to find him, he has to meet his son. She said it with tears and everyone looked at her with sadness. Seraphol. I'm sure Issei is fine, he said it to try to calm Seraph down, but it didn't work. Penemu. It's been a year since Issei was attacked and we don't know anything about him. He said it would be serious and sad for the person who considered him a brother. Isaka. We couldn't feel his aura either, not even me or Kuroka, he said it sadly, since he was Kanu's future father. Odin. Damn Rissavam Live and Lucifer, when I have my hand I will kill you, I said it with anger. Rias. Azazel sensei YN, but he couldn't finish because in the underworld and where the meeting was held he was being attacked. Ali. Shit, we are being attacked, he said it seriously and worried, and everything came out and I saw something that really surprised everyone since a lot of demon came out of there and more other species that were believed to be extinct, giant and another species. Issei. P the .but.c like .h there .m much it used to be frightened. Serzich's. We must call our army. He said it seriously and everyone listening listened. But winged from them came the two seraphim and the two demon kings and the other cadres. Uriel. Brother, we are being attacked. He said it seriously and worried. Araquiel. Not us too, I meant it seriously. Michael and Azazel. But how, the underworld is also attacking us, they both said it seriously and worried about their factions. Isaka. I already sent reinforcements to the fallen and angels, since they are closer than us I said it would be, and everything opened. Possessed. Ours will come in an hour, he said it seriously. Odin. My Valkyrie will come in 40 minutes, I meant it seriously. Serziches. We can't wait too long, the barrier is about to fall, I meant it seriously. Thor. Then we had to fight with us, I was serious. Enemu. We are little and Gabriel is with his son, we can't fight. He said it would be in seeing Gabriel, he saw a silver-haired man with armor like Serziches, and he stood in front of his entire army, and he recognized everything. And looked at him with hatred. Ursivam. Hello leaders and son of ice, she said it with a smile and looked at Gabriel with her son, and she only protects her son. Gabriel. What do you want here? He said it with anger. Ursivam. Well, I love the child that is on your arm, that is why the factions are not attacked because of that, since that child has great power within him, and I am going to train him and turn him into someone powerful, I said it smiling, and Gabriel just hit his son. Azazel. You will have to go through my corpse if you plan to do anything to my nephew. He said it seriously and ready for a fight. Ursivam. Ha 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 ha, it's true now that I remember, you gave your blood to Issei, so that they wouldn't die in the dimensional gap, and your son does that, he said it smiling. Issei. Cursed because you attacked my unfortunate brother, she said it angrily and activated her sacred gear, ready to fight along with everything. Ursivam. Because he always ruined my plans, that's why I attacked him and killed him, until his body was disintegrated, and poor thing he couldn't see this months of Gabriel's pregnancy, and don't worry, I promised him that I would take care of him. His son, he said it smiling and looked at everything with more hatred. Gabriel. That's a damn thing, you killed Issei, you killed everything he had. She said it was annoying, until her wings were beginning to change color, some to black and gold, but Michael calmed her down, he didn't want them to fall. Ursivam. I want to see his look of desperation, now that Issei is gone I will take his son as I have planned this year, I was serious about the last thing, since that child was a prodigy, seeing a fallen angel more powerful than before he was a human, and a stronger seraphim than Gabriel, and that child was born with his father's powers, he was more than a prodigal. Michael and Uriel and Azazel. First he has to kill us before it's our nephew's turn. The two leaders of heaven and Azazel were serious about it, since they knew the great potential of Meliodas, since he was born as a prodigal. Ursivam. Then everyone dies, he was serious and sending his army to the demons and giants, and the leaders stood guard. Michael and Uriel stood behind their sister, and Azazel took out his sacred gear, and the Gremory and Citri group also stood up. In possessing the fight. Serziches and Seraphil also released their aura together with Odin, Thor, Issei, Zeus, possessed, and together with Baraquiel and Issei and Vali, he put on his armor. And seeing how a red demon charged an attack with his mouth. And the leaders evaded that attack, and Azazel and Michael created a spear of light and threw it at the demon and killed it. Serziches cast a power of destruction to eliminate two blue demons. Thor, Zeus and Baraquiel joined their forces and created a torrent of lightning and threw that power at the demon, killing 10 of them, since they had strong resistance. Enemu had Spear of Light next to Seraphil, who had Ice Arrow and threw it and killed some blue demon, since they were the weakest. Issei and Vali along with their team and group launched the attack, since they would take care of the blue demons and some red and giant demons, although they had tough and resistant skin. Gabriel looked at that with hypotension since he had to take care of his son Meliodas, since he knew that Live and Lucifer wanted him to rise to use him as a weapon, since he was born with the power of darkness, just like Issei, since Meliodas is a prodigal, since he has a upper class level when born. Ursivam watched as each of his demon fell, but he knew that in a moment he would get tired quickly, and he saw that Gabriel was only watching that fight and with his son, and he made a magic circle in his ear. Ursivam. I want you to send more reinforcements, although there is much more, but I want the son of Issei and Meliodas, I said it to communicate with a person. I already sent it since I'm also watching that fight without Issei they are nobody, he said it smiling. Ursivam. I saw that you sent me, well done Shalba, he said it smiling and closed the communication. And seeing how more demon came out and he is smiling and shouts. Ursivam. I want the baby that Seraphim Gabriel has, he said it smiling. And everyone listens to that bar where Seraphim sees that she gets very scared because she can't defend herself for her son, and Michael and Azazel see that she was quick to help her, but a lot of demons got in her way. Gabriel just closed his eyes since the demon was already close and grabbing his son tightly since he was going to take him away. All in all, he wanted to go help her, but the devil wouldn't let him and Rissavam only had an evil smile. At that point the prime demon was going to grab her, but he couldn't since he was cut in half by a guy who had a big sword. Everyone was surprised since he didn't know who that guy was. Rissavam only looked at whoever appeared since he had his face covered and killed each of them with ease. The leaders of each faction are surprised since there was only one person who could be that, and that was Issei. Isaka. Who is that guy? I said it would be since he was killing that demon one by one, and the leaders met. Michael. Gabriel is fine with you. He said it worriedly with Azazel. Gabriel. I'm fine, Michael the First said it calmly. Azazel. That's good, and who is that guy? I meant it seriously. Enemu? Look, all the demons are leaving behind that damn thing. I said it would be and I saw everything and it was true and you could see that live and Lucifer was furious and angry. Brisavum. Who are you damn, why is it ruining my plans? He said it seriously and annoying. Well, I felt like interfering, I was serious. Brisavum. Damn, he will pay me. He was serious and made a magic circle and left with his army and left only the leaders. And the leaders are approaching his hooded. Azazel. Funny boy, but who are you? He said it seriously and the boy only had a smile. Do you no longer remember me, Azazel? He said it with a smile and left Azazel confused. Gabriel. I don't know who he is, but I thank you for saving me and my son. She said it with a smile and the hooded man just looks at her. Actually, it is the duty of a father to take care of his son and future wife, he said it smiling, and Gabriel, listening to this, was surprised and he wasn't the only one. Everything was surprised and Gabriel unconsciously shed tears as tears came to his eyes. To a special person for her who is always in her chest and heart, and the leaders also had someone in her head and everything. Everyone. That's you, Issei, I said it surprised, and the hooded man must have seen his face and tears came out of everyone, including the leaders. Issei. Let's meet again, friends, he said it with a smile to see the baby that Gabriel had. Hap 14. Gabriel. I don't know who he is, but I thank you for saving me and my son. She said it with a smile and the hooded man just looks at her. Actually, it is the duty of a father to take care of his son and future wife, he said it smiling, and Gabriel, listening to this, was surprised and he wasn't the only one. Everything was surprised and Gabriel unconsciously shed tears as tears came to his eyes. To a special person for her who is always in her chest and heart, and the leaders also had someone in her head and everything. Everyone. That's you, Issei, I said it surprised, and the hooded man must have seen his face and tears came out of everyone, including the leaders. Issei. Let's meet again, friends, he said it with a smile to see the baby that Gabriel had. Gabriel. Only shed tears since that special person for her was in front of her and gave her a smile, and fearfully she walks towards him, if it is true it was him. Gabriel. Eyes. Issei. Ear. T2, she said it with tears, and Issei only came closer to hug her, and Gabriel could only feel that warmth that he lost in a few years, and more tears fell from Gabriel's blue eyes, and he held that hug with his son. And the leaders did not know how to feel since that person who cried each one and just looked at how Issei and Gabriel hugged each other with their son Meliodas, but they asked themselves a question. How do I survive? That was their thoughts. Issei. Now, Gabriel, I'm here with you and our son. He said it calmly but still with Gabriel's hug. Gabriel. But how is Issei alive? I said it calmly but still the hug. Issei. It would be better to talk inside, do you think? He said it with a smile and everyone nodded. Gabriel. Issei, don't leave me by my side anymore, I was so sad, I only had our son to give me strength this year. I said it with sadness, and Issei, let's see, just takes him in Gabriel's face and gives him a kiss, and Gabriel only reciprocated that kiss. Since she was missing that kiss from her loved one and from no one else. Issei. I promise you, Gabriel, and leave me the burden, but he didn't finish since he didn't know his son's name and Gabriel could only see him and guess. Gabriel. His name is Meliodas, Issei, he said it with a smile and to give the baby to Issei, and he just looks at him with a look of love. Issei. Meliodas, nice name, I like it. He said it with a smile, and the baby only raised his little hand to grab Issei's face, and he only made him tickle, and Gabriel could only smile, since that was one of his dreams to see Issei with her son, and she come together to be together as a family. At that point each faction leader approaches, and they are also happy that Issei is alive. Azazel. Issei, my son Issei, he said it crying in an I'm style, but he earned a hit from Issei. Issei. I told you more than 1,000 times not to call me son, I said it red with shame, and everyone laughed. Azazel. Yes, it is the original, I said it calmly. Serziches. Issei, how about we go inside? He said it calmly and received a nod from everything, but Gabriel did not separate from Issei. Issei. Come on, Gabriel, he said it with a smile, and Gabriel just nodded. Inside the meeting. Everyone sat down, but Gabriel sat on top of Issei, since she wanted to feel his aura that made her feel better, and with her son in her arm and a very jealous Yusaka, but she didn't say anything, since she saw the happiness of the two. Serziches. Issei, how did you survive the Risavum attack? He said it seriously and everyone paid attention. Issei. Actually, because he left me more than dead, I couldn't defend myself much because of that illness he gave me, but I was cured thanks to him. He said it calmly and received a nod from everyone. Gabriel. And who helped you, Issei, he said it with a smile, and everyone paid attention to him, and Issei could only smile big. Issei. It was God Gabriel, your father Elohim was the one who helped me, he said it with a smile on his face, since I couldn't believe it. Michael. Father, I'll help you, but Issei interrupted him. Issei. It's true, but he left a part of his soul, and I think he woke up at the moment that I was about to die. He meant it seriously. Zeus. What do you think if you tell us about the beginning and we can understand you better? He said it seriously and Issei could only feel. Flashback. Issei could be seen lying on his bed because he caught a cold 1 month after the Academy Festival, and Gabriel were in heaven because he felt bad. That's when he felt like he was in an anti-human barrier, and with difficulty he puts on his skin and looks up and saw a guy who had the same clothes as Serzich's and looked like Vali, and he saw that a red, gray and blue demon was coming out. Let's see that he puts himself on guard. Issei. Who are you? I meant it seriously. Risivam. My name is Risivam Livan Lucifer, the son of Lucifer above. I am here, since you are one of my threats to my plans. I meant it seriously. Issei. So you already had this planned? I was serious about it. Risivam. The truth is, yes, but I didn't know he was sick. This is a great advantage for me. I said it smiling. Issei. Well, let me tell you something, Risivam, I am not going to die there, and I never meant it seriously. Risivam. Well, I'm going to make that wish come true. Attack. I was serious and the red, gray and blue demons attacked and Issei could only jump and with some difficulty kill some demons, but I don't expect to see Risivam. He sent him a powerful attack and hurt him, and Issei to see that he has no other option he enters his assault mode and Risivam to see that he is surprised. Risivam. Since this is the famous assault mode, I have to hurry, the faction will soon realize it. He said it in his thoughts and a little seriously, since he found out that Issei became friends with Zeus and Yasaka. Issei couldn't take it anymore, he was totally tired, and more so because of his illness, and Risivam to see that he just let out a smile, since Issei couldn't take it anymore and was very badly injured, and Risivam gave orders to launch their attack, and when Issei was going, they used their full counter. Risivam sent him an attack and sent his sword away from him and evaded the attack completely and let Issei see all badly injured and sent him where his sword was close, and he grabbed it. Risivam. What are you thinking about? Issei no longer has the strength, you only have death left. He said it with a smile, and Issei only looked at him with hatred. Issei. I will not give up, he said it seriously, and feeling that his body no longer resented one more attack, and he saw that a red demon launched an attack on him, and he was going to return it to you, but he took advantage and launched an attack that took him away. One arm and it falls. Risivam. Look, what a shame, the strongest fallen angel is Issei and stepping on his chest, and Issei only screamed in pain. Your strength and coldness was incredible, but you changed grace. Gabriel understood his hand to create a magic circle, and there came out 7 swords for me. I ask if I will hold 7 sword in your chest and to disintegrate you so that you will no longer be a nuisance in my plans. And I promise you that I will visit your son when he is born, and I promise you from the bottom of my heart I will take care of him, and I will train him to bury a sword in his chest, and screamed in pain, and I'm going to take care of him like you would take care of him, to give him another sword in his chest making him scream, and if you want I'll take care of Gabriel to give him another one in his chest fence. He's weak and he can handle 3, I wonder if you can, but it didn't end, since he felt the princesa of Azazel and Issei. Damn, they realized, Issei, here we left our little fun, let's go demon from his last attack, and the demons paid attention to him, and Issei only looked at that weakly mind. Gabriel, forgive me for he is not with you, and together with our son, he said it in his thoughts, and he saw that the attack was approaching him, and that no one saw it. A portal was made under Issei, and before the attack hit him, the portal absorbed him. Risivam. The scare is already fixed, and avoiding a spear of light, Azazel came late to save your son. He said it with mockery, and seeing the aforementioned who only looked at him with hatred and anger next to the Valkyrie who was winged by him. Azazel. Damn, how dare you kill Issei. Damn, he said it furiously alongside the Valkyries. Risivam. I would like to be attentive at this moment, Azazel, but I have to go, bye-bye, he said it smiling, and creates a magic circle to go with that demon. At that point, each faction leader Serzich's Michael arrived with Gabriel and the Gremory and Citri group, and I saw the place. Gabriel quickly looked for Issei, but did not find him, and saw Azazel and Issei, who had tears and had a bad feeling. Gabriel. Azazel and Ross, where is Issei? She said it would be, and a little worried, but she didn't see any answers, and she lowered her head. Michael. Where is Issei? He was serious, and Azazel only speaks in a low voice. Azazel. Issei is dead, he said it in a whisper that everyone heard since it was in total silence. Issei. I have to know a joke, my brother Issei must not be dead, he said it desperately, and tears fell in his eyes, and everything I saw was Gabriel. She didn't say anything, she just looked down, and tears began to come out while she touched her belly. And fell on his knee, worried about everything. Gabriel. No, Issei, you must not be dead, he must be with us and your son who is in my womb. He said it with tears in his eyes, and everyone listening to that is very surprised, but I saw that Gabriel fell to the ground and hit him. Taken to Sky Hospital. With Issei. He was in a place that was a little hurt, since it seems that someone healed him, and he opened his eyes a little and looked at the place, but he was not recognized. Then he heard a voice that transmitted peace and love. "It's okay, Issei," that voice said it calmly, and Issei stands up a little. "Issei. Who are you?" He said it a little seriously. "My name is Elohim, I'm God, it's nice to meet you." He said it with a smile, and Issei's eyes were wide. "Issei. You said you are God," he said it surprised. "God. Yes, Issei, and I also took the trouble to see all your memories, and he is also in a relationship with my daughter Gabriel." He said it with a smile, and Issei just got nervous, and when he was going to say something, but God beat him to it. "God. Don't worry, I accepted their relationship, you are the person my daughter was looking for, but I didn't like that she did it before getting married." I was serious and Issei just swallowed. "God. Well, we are not in that, I want to tell you, Issei, to take care of my daughter Gabriel, and she can also train here," I said it calmly. "Issei. Take care of Gabriel, you don't have to tell me that, but what is this place?" I said it curiously. "God. This place tires my soul, but I don't have much time left, Issei, you are the only one who can defeat it." I meant it seriously. "Issei. Who do I have to defeat?" I meant it seriously. "God. Risivum, since he wants the power of your son, that's why he will be here this year, since your son will be born as a prodigal, and Risivum knows that since you are strong and you are known as the angel fallen stronger, and Gabriel makes a seraphim and one of the most powerful, that will create a baby with great potential. And if Risivum manages to take the baby from Gabriel and will train him, he will most likely take away your son's powers, or else it will turn him into a killing machine, like your Issei was." He said it seriously, and Issei listens to that and is very surprised and worried about his son, since he found out that his son will be born as a prodigal, and Risivum achieves his goal, but he wasn't going to allow it. Issei. "Okay, I'll stay here, and I'll protect Gabriel and my future son." I meant it seriously. "God. Grace, and take care of my grandson, and by the way, there are some books, remember the mind is also a powerful weapon, and there are some special ones, give Michael that book with which he can modify the system of heaven." He said it calmly and receiving a Issei nod. "Issei. And that you have that book, I understand that it can modify the sky system, but it has something else." I said it curiously. "God. Well, yes, there are also some spells so that an angel cannot fall, of course if they truly love each other like you and Gabriel, and tell Michael that he must have a descendant like he does, if Sister Gabriel." He said it with a smile, and Issei could only nod. "God. Goodbye, Issei, and take care of Gabriel." She said it with a smile and fading away. "Issei. I will take care of her with my life." I was serious, and it takes a few years to train. End of flashback. Issei. "That's why I didn't leave Hay for a year, and I'm sorry, Gabriel, for leaving you alone." I said it sadly. "Gabriel. You didn't do it out of bad intentions." He said it with a smile, and Issei could only nod. "Issei. You are the best, Gabriel." He said it calmly to give him a kiss, but Yusaka interrupted him. "Yusaka. Then it means that Risivum will continue to attack us." I said it would be in jealousy. "Issei, hey CS Yusaka, I meant it seriously." "Zeus. I'm glad he's okay, but I have to go since I have work to do." He said it calmly and left next to the possessed man. "Auden. I have to go too, Issei, then we're going to celebrate with Azazel in a bar." He said it in his ear, but unfortunately for him, Gabriel heard it. "Gabriel. Issei, there's no way to stay with you, and he has to stay with me, we have to get together for a few days." I said it would be, and I gave him a look, and Issei understood, and so did Yusaka. "Issei. I'm sorry, old man, but Gabriel is right, I have to spend a few days with my family, but some days we can go." He said the last thing in his ear. "Auden. It's okay, boy, goodbye." He said it calmly, and then he made a magic circle and left with Thor and left Risuise as always. She started to cry. "Serziches. I have to go too, Issei, I'm glad he's alive. Hopefully in a few days we can celebrate." He said it with a smile, and Issei could only nod. "Seraphol. Goodbye, Issei." He said it with a smile and to leave Hay with Sona. "Serziches. Goodbye, Issei." I said it to leave Hay. "Issei. Issei, my father wants to see you. When they found out that after you died he got sad, and he also wants to meet Meliodas." He said it sad, and Issei just looked at her. "Issei. Okay, some days I will go to the Hyodo family." He said it calmly and receiving a nod from Issei, who left happily with his team and Ali. "I would like to have an Issei fight, but at this moment I can't. Goodbye." He said it with a smile and left with his team. "Isaka, Issei, I can stay with you for these days." She said it with hope, and Issei and Gabriel look at each other and nod. "Issei. Of course I don't have a problem." He said it calmly and received a nod from Yusaka. "Azazel. Issei, forgive me for not being here on time, but Issei interrupted him. Issei. It wasn't your fault Azazel, that day I was sick I said it calmly. Azazel. I see, then I'm leaving. I have something to worry about. He said it with a smile and left with Penemu and Baracriel. Michael. How about we go to heaven? He said it calmly and receiving a nod from everything, since Issei had to give him that book. At around 6 he went to heaven. Elsewhere. You could see Rissavam very upset since he didn't have the opportunity to take Issei and Gabriel's son away from him, and that damn thing appeared. Rissavam. I didn't celebrate Gabriel, enjoy your son a little more since very soon I will have his powers and I am also going to turn him into a killing machine, like Issei was before I meant it seriously and get out of there. Tap 15. Issei, along with Gabriel, who was so close since he didn't want to separate, but behind them came Michael and the leader of the Yokai, Yasaka, who looked at that with jealousy, although she wasn't doing anything to harm the happiness of both. Issei. Well Gabriel, how about you wait for me in the room with our son? He said it with a smile, but Gabriel shakes his head. Gabriel. No, Issei, I was separated from you for years, and without you I don't have you by my side, I don't know what I'm going to do without you. She said it with a smile and Issei just hugs her, and she reciprocates the hug. Michael. I'm glad it's okay, Issei he said it with a smile and Issei looks at him, and he creates a small holder and takes out a book, and they give it to Michael. Issei. Well Michael, this book was given to me by your father, so that I could modify the system of heaven, towards Los Angeles it couldn't fall of course if it was with love, and also your father told me something he said it with a smile and Michael alone he paid attention although he was surprised. Michael. And what is Issei? He said it curiously and Issei only increased his smile. Issei. Well, he told me this the seraphim must have offspring just like his sister. He said it with a smile while he left with Gabriel, who also laughed at that, and a blushing Michael at that, but he took Yasaka to a room of heaven. With our protagonist. Issei and Gabriel arrived at their room and Issei left Meliodas in a crib to sleep, and Gabriel just looked at that with a smile as he approached, and they gave Issei a hug, and he reciprocated it. Issei. Thank you Gabriel for giving me this wonderful son, and I'm sorry if I didn't have these years with you to support you and the days of your pregnancy and if you went with someone else I was going to love you but I didn't finish since Gabriel gave him a kiss. Gabriel. Issei, when you and I became friends, I promised myself one thing that is that I will always be by your side and if you went, I would wait for you forever since you are and always will be the love of my life I said it. With a tear in her eyes and Issei just hugs her to give her a kiss and to lift her up and Gabriel put his leg around Issei's waist and he makes a barrier of silence where Meliodas does that and Issei takes Gabriel to bed and she falls asleep. She lets herself carry it since she needed her lover's kiss all over her body since she screamed for him to make it hers like she did before but they looked into her eyes and a blush appeared on her cheek. Gabriel. Issei, I love you, please. I said it to give Issei a kiss with passion and love. He responded in the same way and Gabriel took off Issei's raincoat, revealing his well-formed body, and she began to kiss his body and Issei. He took off Gabriel's tunic, revealing his unsightly body, but more so his chest, which he thought was more since he had to feed Meliodas. Issei. Well, look who grew more than I expected. He said it with a mocking smile, and Gabriel only blushes a lot because when he had Meliodas his chest grew quite a bit. Gabriel. It's good to feed Meliodas and to play, you and me, like now, Issei said it to give him a kiss on the lips. They had it all night, having Hex anywhere in the house, of course, they made a barrier of silence in home. The next day. Issei and Gabriel started to get up since they had Hex all night and well, they didn't control themselves at all, since their house was completely destroyed, but a little magic would fix it and they started getting dressed and Gabriel was on her back and Issei hugs her with love while he kisses her beloved on the back and she only smiles a little, but with a small blush. Gabriel. Didn't you have fun last night, Issei? He said it with a smile as he turned around and stole a kiss from Issei, who was a little surprised but reciprocated. Issei. I had a wonderful time Gabriel, but finish getting ready for me, I'm going to Meliodas' place, he said it with a smile to give Gabriel the last kiss and she reciprocates it and Issei went to Meliodas' room and when he arrived she saw that he was asleep and he leaned over with a smile of love. Issei. It doesn't matter who loves you, plays Meliodas or your mother, I'm always going to protect him. He said it calmly as he saw that his son was sleeping peacefully and decided to carry him while he went down and saw that the house was already arranged and saw how Gabriel was cooking something. Which surprised him a little since his food was bad and he didn't know how to cook. Issei. Okay, well I wasn't there, you learned how to cook Gabriel, now she would be a good wife she said it with a smile, well Gabriel only blushed because of this praise, since she didn't know how to cook while Issei wasn't there, she decided to learn cooking and her queen and her ace will help her with that. Gabriel. Well, since I didn't have anything, for those long years I had to learn how to cook and Griselda and Marana helped me, she said it with a smile, while giving Issei a kiss, and he reciprocated in the same way while they ate. Gabriel, he fed Meliodas since he ate. If there was no tomorrow when he finished, he went to the Garden of Eden, since Issei did not come there is a lot of time, while Gabriel just looked at his beautiful family. Now what they are. Issei. I haven't been to this place in a long time. He said it with a smile, and Gabriel just looks at him with a look of love. Gabriel. Yes, and even more so now we are a family. Issei, he said it to give him a kiss. Issei. I would have been singing this all my life, but we have to go, Gabriel said it with a serious voice, something that Gabriel only became serious since he didn't know what was going on. Gabriel. And where are we going, Issei, she said it seriously, but at the same time curious. Issei. Well, I promised Issei that I was going to the Haidu residence, so you say we're leaving or what, I said it calmly, and Gabriel just stands up and grabs his son and goes to where Issei is by his side. Gabriel. I'm going where your fence, Issei, he said it with a smile and made a magic circle and appeared in front of a mansion, and Issei just let out a sigh. Issei. Gabriel, if things go wrong we'll leave quickly since I still hold a little grudge against him, but not from before, he said it a little seriously, and Gabriel just nodded, and while he was carrying his son and Issei knocked on the door and waited a few seconds and saw how the door opened and came out. There was a girl who had her hair in a single ponytail, and the girl quickly recognized him from the two people who were in front of him. Bekeno. Hello Issei, Gabriel, she said it with a smile, and they just smiled back kindly. Issei. Hello Akeno, and tell me, is everyone inside? He said it a little seriously and received a nod from Akeno. Akeno. Yes, everyone is inside, he said it calmly and let them pass, and when he entered they saw a person that Issei recognized quite a bit, like Ria's, Asia, Irina, Kiba, Kaneko, Issei and her former father. When they saw who came, they were a little surprised since he didn't. I thought he was going to come and the former father to see Issei. I love him a hug, but he decided not to, since he still resents him for that, but they saw a baby that Gabriel had in his arms, and he imagined that this was his grandson. And he would do everything possible so that his son would bear his name and also his grandson. Tap 16. Issei and Gabriel were in front of the Haidu family together, accompanied by the Citri and the Gremory, but Issei's former father got up and wanted to give him a hug, but he did not even allow Gabriel a hug, and he did not let his son touch them either. He was sad about that. Issei. By the way, I only came, I just wanted to clarify with one of you. He said it seriously and they were able to nod. Issei's father. Issei, we want to apologize to you for the harm we did to you in the past, and I also want him to carry the last name Haidu along with your children. He said it with a smile, and Issei only lowered his gaze because of what he had said as his father. Issei's mother. And Issei, please forgive us for the harm we did to you, and I also want to carry my grandson, he said it lastly in a sigh. Issei. Sorry. Grandson, he said it in a whisper that some people heard because of their better sense, but no one was going to like that. He says that I should take his damn last name if you would take it away from me, and also he is not his grandson, since I will never be his son, and I never was his son. He always hit me, he abused me, he beat me, he tortured me days and nights. Weeks and even years until he finally got bored of me. He threw me into that dimension where there was only a demon monster, and now he wants me to be his son again, and now that I have a son he wants him to be his grandson, and I'm telling him once and for all. I only consider one person as a father, and even if he admits it, Azazel has been a better father than you, and take better care of Meliodas so that you can take care of him, and this is goodbye to the Haidu family, since I am no longer his son. Since now I am Azazel's son, he took out his 7 pairs of wings which were totally black as the night, and his former father only fell to his knee, since every word that Issei said to him hurt him a lot, since it was true and worse, now that Issei told him, he no longer considered him his father, but rather the fallen former governor of Los Angeles Azazel, since his only daughter is Issei Haidu, tell her to get a boyfriend and give him a grandson, since with my future children you are coming it will not be his grandson. He said it to get out, and Gabriel stayed there as a stop, since she also wanted to tell him something. Gabriel. You know, I am very sorry that Issei no longer considers him his father, but it is something that you would like, since when I first looked at Issei, I saw his heart, a heart that only contains revenge, thirst for blood that he only asked for. His head screamed, and when I could get closer to Issei, and even more so when I slept with him. He asked did I not torture him anymore and at once kill him. That day I first came back, Issei returned to normal, and I got it, and as a result of that I fell in love with him. His coldness and seriousness was something that I liked about him, but it still hurt me to see him, and I'm also just going to tell him the only thing is that I will never consider him my family, since my only family is Issei and Meliodas, and we are making a happy family, and Meliodas' grandfather is Azazel, since he showed that he is a better grandfather than you. And better father, and if you'll excuse me I'll take it back, he said it to leave and left the former broken father since that word also hurt him a lot and he knew that his mistakes could no longer be fixed and he had to carry that guilt for the rest of his life and Issei only looked at his father sadly since he knew the pain he has now and Riaz and Sona only consoled him since they were the biggest culprit of all this and the Gremory and Citri group only looked at the Issei's father is sad because he denied his grandson seeing him and Issei denied it to his own face with Gabriel. Issei the Gabriel. They only left the Haidu residence since things didn't have to happen, since they just had to talk but not to apologize, and they went to a park to clear their heads for a moment, and when they arrived, they were the center of everyone, but Issei and Gabriel didn't care, but Two Chestnut saw the two couples and recognized them immediately. They were Kiryu and Murayama. They approached the couple and Issei and Gabriel only looked at them since they didn't recognize them. Issei. Sorry, you missed something, that he said it curiously with Gabriel. Kiryu. He doesn't remember us, Issei and Gabriel, he said it with a smile and receiving a denial. Murayama. I'm going to make it easy for you, Issei, the coldest and most serious student at the academy, and the most humiliated, a person who was a pervert and wanted to seduce you, but you said something that wasn't appropriate for a boy. He said it with a smile and Issei and Gabriel only opened their eyes a little in surprise. Gabriel. You're Murayama and Kiryu, right? He said it calmly and received a nod from both of them. Issei. It's you, and I also apologize for how I treated her in the past. I think I shouldn't treat her that way, he said it sadly. Kiryu. On the contrary, I apologize since I didn't know what was happening in the past and more because of your childhood, right? Murayama, he said it with a smile, and she just nodded, but Issei and Gabriel only opened their eyes. Surprised by that, and when he was ready to speak, Murayama came forward. Murayama. If you are wondering how we know that, it is that we saw Zenobia and Arena training with her sword and also when she took out her demon wings and angel wings and they were the ones who told us, she said it calmly and receiving a nod, and Murayama saw a baby in Gabriel's arm and she realizes that. Gabriel. He is my son, his name is Meliodas. He said it with a smile because he had a cat ear, even a tail, and he was very close to his mother. Murayama. I hope you are happy and good luck with your thing, he said it with a smile before leaving with Kiryu and leaving the couple alone, and Issei approaches Gabriel to give him a hug and she only leaves him that hug and Issei gives him, he says something about Gabriel's hatred that made her blush a lot, but with a smile. Issei. How about we give Meliodas a little brother? He said it with a smile and Gabriel just nodded, but he still had a blush and he went to a place where no one would see him and he made a magic circle to leave there. Elsewhere in the Chaos Brigade. You could see 10 capsules and inside that capsule there were 10 people and outside there was Rissavam, Hades and Indra since he wanted to declare war on Shiva along with the other factions. Indra. With them we can't lose, he said it with a smile. Rissavam. Yes, but if only I had Issei and Gabriel's son, we could finish this as quickly as possible. Hades. You may be right, but they will not be prepared to fight the other factions. He said it seriously and received a nod from both of them. Indra. That doesn't matter, we only put a false memory on them and so that they have hatred towards Issei and the other factions, he said it between laughter together with the others. Hap 17. A lot had happened. One of them was that Rissavam found out that Issei was still alive and that bothered him a lot since he couldn't kill him in that situation and he continued with his plans, and Hades together with Indra realized that his plan was not, it worked a lot. I made him even more angry since he was also receiving a lot of low grace from Issei's help and he also took away a part of Ophis' power and he wanted it to be just like Ophis ago, but it was a success, but helping Issei and Issei the other factions recovered it and also half of Ophis who was given the name Lilith and Rissavam, Hades and Indra saw that he was losing this battle and decided to release the beast of the apocalypse that not even Great Red can handle him. And now the factions were in front of the enormous beast and in front of that beast are the 3 guys that he freed and the factions everyone joined together to stop that beast. His name was Trixa and Issei only looked seriously at him. That beast, since it gave off a very terrifying aura and the other leaders were also winged like the 4 mouse, the Seraphim, Cadre, Deus, Yaokai, Asgardian Olympian and another species. In short, the battle was fierce since there were many casualties. I will be loved, but in the end I could close it again, and Hades was defeated by Cerziches in his demon form and Rissavam was eliminated by volley. Now only Indra was missing to end this massacre that was formed. Shiva. Give up, Indra has no escape, he said it seriously, and the other leaders only looked at him since they thought he had won the victory, but it wasn't done. Indra. He may have defeated me, but someone is still standing and I'm not going to fall, and that's why I'm going to sip this. He said it seriously, so he took out 10 fragments in his hand and put it in his chest while he screamed in pain. But his magical power increased greatly and everyone who felt that magical power was surprised, since with just that power, he could defeat Ophis with ease. Serziches. Shit, what was that? He said it seriously and Issei just looked at it with a sad smile. He walks forward under the gaze of everyone but more of Gabriel. Issei. You know, leaders, thank you for a lot of my stupidity in the past, but you won't be able to handle even the big red guy who suffered a lot of damage on the battlefield, that's why I'm just leaving. Affront to Indra, he said it with a smile but everyone was surprised by what he just heard. Gabriel. What does Issei say? I lost you once and I don't want to lose you again. He said it in a shout and Issei just looks at her. Issei. Gabriel, I'll always go to you, love, he was someone very special to me, and he also has to take care of Meliodas for me, and if I don't do it, the rotten one no I don't want it, imagine he said it seriously. Finally, he walks towards Gabriel and they give him a hug, and Gabriel reciprocates it under everyone's gaze, since he always takes risks for everyone. And to everyone's surprise, Issei knocked Gabriel out in the neck and he grabbed her. And walks towards Michael. Issei. I lose but it was necessary I don't want to see her dead next to me, he said the last thing seriously, and Michael understood and took his sister and took off his 12 angel wings. Issei. I want you to go too boy because if you could the order is in danger and without success we will get drunk and we will eat until the end he said it with a smile and each leader just said goodbye to him but Azazel said goodbye. It was there and Issei saw it. Azazel. I'm sorry, boy, but I'm not leaving here and yes, we will die as a father, the son. He said it with a smile, and Issei just smiled and saw that the cocoon that Indra was in opened and revealed his new form. That it was my Sinietra and Issei and Azazel just got on guard. Issei. Then he is ready for our last battle he said it with a smile to release his new state that emanated incredible strength and Azazel just looked at him surprised since not even when he fought against Issei did he get that strength. Azazel. I will show you why I was once the leader of the fallen angels. He said it with a smile. He also increased his aura to Issei's surprise, who only smiled and let Azazel see his armor. Azazel and Issei launched themselves against Indra to have a fierce battle that they had never had before, but that was seen by every faction leader who decided to help him, since he realized that he should never depend on someone else, and Serziches, Seraphol, Ajuka, Falbur the Formau from Underworld, was to help him, and the angels were also like Michael, Uriel. Hamiel they also went to help and left his sister with his queen Griselda, and so each one was to help Yoikai, dragons, Olympic, Asgardian each leader and gods, went to the aid of their companion, but had the same result, some fell in battle, and some remained standing with their strength of will. Serziches. Damn, that's my strong point he said it seriously since his companion left him out of combat just like the others, only Michael, Azazel, was left in Issei, who was still fighting at the same pace as Indra. Azazel. A plan to destroy him at once cover he said it seriously and receiving a denial from Serziches and saw that Indra threw Issei and Michael grabbed him. Michael. You're fine he said it out of concern for his brother-in-law and Issei could only nod but he was very weak. Issei. Damn, I thought I had this power long enough to see it. He said it tiredly but at that moment he transformed like the rest. When they saw that, they were surprised since his power was at its limits. Indra. Ha 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 he can't take it anymore, his magical power is the lowest it can be thanks to the battle he had with Issei. He is tired and disappeared together to this place he said it to create a sphere of energy and everyone will see that he put himself in a battle pose while making a magic circle to teleport the others. And he saw that Indra's attack was coming towards the 3 faction leaders and they were going to make a magic circle, but he felt that someone pushed him and he saw that it was Issei who he sent it flying and understood his hand to stop that attack since he knew that if he let it, he would destroy the entire underworld. Issei. So you plan to destroy everyone in the underworld I will not allow you here I have a lot of memories with Gabriel and my friend Serziches and the others will fight a lot to create an underworld full of peace and I will not let him destroy it he said it to walk with the sphere of power under the gaze of the 3 leaders of the faction. Azazel. Issei, don't do it, he said it seriously with the 2 leaders who were next to him, but Issei didn't pay attention to him and continued. Indra. You're stupid, he said it to give more power to the sphere until it grew, and while that sphere covered Issei's body to scream in pain. Issei. I'm not going to fall so easily he said it in a scream, so that the attack would consume him completely, and the 3 leaders would just send him flying. All the smoke left and revealed a big hole and Indra just laughed because he was finally able to kill Issei, and the leaders just looked at that while tears fell in his eyes because he lost that person again who gave everything for them. All the magic circle came out behind them and those who fought were already better and there was Gabriel himself who woke up from his unconsciousness and while he looked at everyone at the cow and saw his brother, Serziches and Azazel with her gaze was on the ground and her eyes had tears in them. She had a lump in her throat and she saw all the sides and she didn't see Issei and she didn't want to think the worst and the leaders who came with Gabriel realized who was missing and she didn't want to think about it either. Worse. Shiva. Where is Issei? He said it seriously and the three leaders just kept quiet but when he spoke it was Azazel. Azazel. Issei this time he is dead he said it with anger, fury to stand up together with Circeches and Michael, who only looked at Indra with hatred and everyone upon hearing that was very surprised, but Gabriel didn't wait any longer and she shed tears because once again the person she loves had left her, but this time for good. And all the leaders only rushed towards Indra again to come to Issei. Everyone in the underworld was in chaos and the leaders could no longer take it anymore, they were in knee and some are unconscious even Great Red, since Indra gave him half of his power inside the hole you could see Issei all hurt. Issei. Please, all the factions that are watching this, give me your energy, I can't die in this situation, he said it telepathically to all the factions that exist in the world. Azazel got up many times to continue fighting him, but it was impossible, he was always defeated and beside him was Circeches and Michael fallen. Azazel. Let's go up Circeches Michael. Issei give me a little of your power Issei he said the last thing to launch himself again, but in the same oscillation he was launched by the Aguero that was there and this one to see that he was down, he just started to laugh and Indra only walked to where Azazel was to understand his arm. Indra. I see that you have lost your mind, I will send you to sleep forever, he said it with a smile and Azazel looks at him with all his strength. Azazel. What will die here will be you he said it with a smile and then fell unconscious and Indra to see what came out of that hole he was very surprised since a sphere came out of there and the most surprising thing was who is doing it and that was Issei. Indra. But he's still alive he said it seriously but at the same time with fear. Issei. Hahaha of course, I still don't plan to die, but not before I finish you off he said it with a smile to see that the sphere that Issei was making was growing little by little. And the supernatural world only raised its hand to give him all the energy to Issei look closely, this is the energy of the inhabitants of the earth, these are the screams that he was destroying he said it seriously. Indra. It cannot be assumed that I will destroy you with my most powerful technique, he said it seriously and Issei only laughed at him and he only understood his arm to create a sphere of darkness and he threw it towards Issei and he only Sivia. Issei. Riaz and Sona can hear me she said it in her telepathy and the two mentioned are surprised to hear Issei's voice. Riaz. If we can, listen to you, Issei, and with that technique he plans to defeat him she said it, still surprised, next to Sona. Issei. I won't be able to since she is very small and I need your help both Era said it seriously and surprised and where Issei was, he was suffering from several attacks from Indra. Sona. And what does Issei need she said it still surprised. Issei. I want you to communicate with the other factions and raise your hand right now he said it seriously and the girl just lowered her gaze. Riaz. I'm sorry Issei, but we don't have enough strength to go from faction to faction, she said it furious with herself and when she was speaking two people appeared behind Riaz and Sona. Rafia. You don't but we do she said it with a smile as she touched Riaz's man. Lilith. Issei, we are going to use our power and you can speak out loud and all the factions in the world will hear you loud and clear, he said it with a smile and Issei listens to that voice and is surprised but at the same time happy. Issei. All the factions of the world give me their power he said it shouted in the air and all the factions listening to him raised his hand, warrior and entourage of each faction raised their hand and Issei alone received all the energy that came towards him and each leader. He woke up from his unconsciousness while he saw Issei with his eyes wide open and Gabriel shed tears since his beloved is alive. I thank you, Grafia and Lilith, this is all the energy of the factions he said it with a smile and Indra throws him a dark sphere and Issei looked at it and Indra smiled at him but that smile was erased when he saw Issei as if nothing had happened. Indra. Who the hell were you how are you so powerful? He said it with fear. Issei. Here I come he said it seriously. Indra. Wait, don't you dare he said it with fear in his voice. It was Issei's cry that threw the enormous sphere towards Indra and he was left alone out of fear, well the sphere hit him and completely consumed him, erasing him from the earth's lava. Indra was murdered by Issei and the leaders of each faction were looking for Issei, along with the help of Riaz's entourage, Sona, and the other clans they had to search for a while until Circeches found him and everyone found him. He went to help quickly and saw that Issei was not reacting and he quickly took him to a hospital. In the Citri hospital since there were all the best medicines and the doctors let's see who came quickly, he left his thing and they attended to Issei in the utmost emergency. And the other leaders had to fix something about their factions and they just nodded but I told him that if Issei wakes up, he would let him know. And I did, Serziches, Seraphol, Michael, Gabriel, Azazel and the Gremory and Citri group, and Vali's group was waiting for an answer, and saw that a doctor came out and quickly went towards the doctor, and he only looked at the leaders of each faction seriously. Serziches. How are you, Issei? He said it seriously and the doctor just said. Doctor? The patient Issei is in a coma, we don't know when he can get up, he said it seriously, and the leaders listened and were very surprised, and Gabriel only had tears fall in his eyes, since Issei once again left her alone. Gabriel. I can see how he is, he said it with a sad voice, and the doctor just nodded, and each leader passed Issei's room, and I saw how he was bandaged, and Gabriel only sat on one side of him, while Griselda walked towards Gabriel to give him her son. And she grabs it and brings it to Issei's face. Gabriel. Me and Meliodas are going to wait like we did for years, he said it with a sad look. A week ago each leader visited him, even his ex-father, and Gabriel allowed it. And the other leaders, I'll just start fixing everyone who passed the battlefield, and now Gabriel was next to Issei who was still asleep, or so it seemed, and his hand began to move, and Gabriel, she was still asleep, and Issei finally opened his eyes to see that he was in a hospital, and next to him, Gabriel was there, and he decided to move her, and Gabriel felt that someone was moving her, opened her eyes, and she saw those eyes that made her lose. Issei. Hello Gabi-chan ko, but it didn't end since Gabriel hugged him and they had a while, and Gabriel notified the three faction leaders that Issei finally woke up and they quickly left. Issei. Hello Serziches, Seraphol, Michael, Old Man and Azazel, he said it with a smile, and they also greeted him. Azazel. Issei finds you fine, he said it out of concern for his son. Issei. Of course better than ever, he said it with a smile while Gabriel hugged him. He had him for a while, until Issei decided to leave the hospital, since he doesn't like being in the hospital, and so each leader was in front of a beautiful view. Issei. Finally everything is over, he said it with a smile. Serziches. This is thanks to you Issei, he said it with a smile. Michael. Serziches is right Issei, without you, this would never have been possible, he said it with a smile. Auden. Not even talking, my faction loves you, Issei. He said it with a smile that caught Issei's attention. Issei. What does old man mean? He said it confused and the leaders just smiled. Azazel. You see, Issei, now everyone knows you as the most powerful existence of all in even Great Red, he admitted it, he said that he had overcome it, he said it with a smile, and Issei is only surprised by that, but he puts it aside. Issei. It's true, there is one thing that I have never done in my life, he said it seriously, and everyone listens to that and is surprised, and I see that Issei took out a small box that was intact, and he knelt in front of Gabriel under the gaze of each leader who only smiled, so I was going to listen. Issei. Gabriel, would you like to get tired of this fool who always risks his life? He said it with a smile, and Gabriel listened to that and was surprised to such an extent that tears fell into her blue eyes, and she just nodded. Gabriel. Yes, 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 I want to get tired of you, Issei said it happily for both of them to give each other a tender kiss, and the leaders just applauded. Serziches. Then why don't we celebrate, he said it with a smile, and everyone just nodded to go to the Gremory castle, which received him with respect and made him have a while until Issei and Gabriel came out to the balcony. Issei. Gabriel, you are the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. He said it with a sincere smile. Gabriel. You too, Issei, you are the best thing that has ever happened to me, he said it happily for both of them to give each other a kiss, and the leaders just looked at that with a smile, and Issei understood one thing, his mistakes were never going to be forgiven, but his brother, he got the happiness that he wanted so much, just like Riaz and Sona, they understood it in the same way. And Vali just looked at him with a smile, while Kuroka and Lavinia were next to him, since Vali confessed and she accepted it and showed that Issei and Gabriel's love was pure and sincere. End of chapter. Issei was Azazel along with the other leaders, since Issei was finally going to get tired of the most beautiful and strongest woman in Cielo, Gabriel. But Issei was nervous since the one who was going to get tired of him was Michael, his girlfriend's brother, and winged Azazel is Serziches and Vali, since they became very good friends, and finally everyone was ready to take Issei to the church, since he invited all his friends like the Gremory and Citri group, and also his ex-father, because Gabriel was he asked for it, and he accepted, and some gods. With Gabriel. She was with Seraphol and Penemu who helped her get ready for her best day ever. She was also nervous but at the same time happy because she was finally going to get tired of the person who stole her heart, and when it was over he would take her to the church, and when I arrived I saw Issei who was in the discharge, and Issei to see that Gabriel already came, he blushed because he had a beautiful wedding dress and a bouquet of flowers in his hand. And Gabriel turned to Issei, very red with shame, and Michael just stood there while Griselda had her wife's son, and everyone paid attention to Michael's words since he was going to speak. Michael. Today we are celebrating with joy and happiness with the sacred marriage of Issei and Gabriel. I invite you all to pray together with your happiness to the Pelagia that our Lord Jesus lords us. Our Father who is in heaven be satisfied, let your name come to your kingdom to us, may the will be done on earth and in heaven, give us our bread every day, forgive our offense as we also forgive those who offend us, do not let us fall into temptation and free us from all evil. He said with a smile, even the demons prayed for the happiness of Issei and Gabriel. Azazel. That's my son, he said it with a smile, and that was heard by Issei's former father, who didn't say anything, since they knew that Azazel showed more feelings than a father towards Issei, not like them. Michael. The body of Christ, he said with a smile and gave something to his sister's mouth, and Gabriel opened it and put what he gave to his brother the body of Christ in the same way he did with Issei, and he repeated the same action as Gabriel, and then they give him a glass of gold, the blood of Christ. First he gave it to Gabriel, and she drank a little, and then she walks where Issei the blood of Christ in the same way Issei drank the rings. Please all-powerful Lord bless this alliance, as a sign of love and faithfulness, in the name of Father, of Son and Holy Spirit, amen. Gabriel accepts Issei as your legitimate husband and swears to love him and respect him, to be faithful to him. He is by his side in joy and adversity, until may death stop him. He said it with a smile and waited for Gabriel's response. Gabriel. Yes, I accept, my whole being says yes, she said it with a smile and saw Kunu next to her and took a ring and gave it to Issei, and he let him put the ring on his finger. Michael. Issei accepts Gabriel as your legitimate wife and swears to love her and respect her, to be faithful to her, to be by her side in joy and adversity until death stops him. He said it with a smile and waited for Issei's response. Issei. Yes, I accept, he said it with a smile, and next to him was Milika, and he grabbed a ring, and when he was going to put it on Gabriel's finger, he saw the ring that he gave him first. Love, don't take this ring off of you, he said with a smile, and everyone only paid attention to him. Gabriel. No, I'm not going to take it off. He said it with a smile, and Issei just looked at Gabriel. Issei. Love, please take off that ring to show you this one, he said it with a nervous smile, and Gabriel only denied it. Gabriel, not because of this ring, you gave it to me. My Issei was serious and cold, and he asked me to be his girlfriend and fiancé, and I swore that he was never going to take it away from me, so they go on top of this, give it to him. He said it seriously, and Issei I just looked at Gabriel. Issei. No, well, if that's the case here, he returned in a ring to Milika under the gaze of everyone. No, that's not fair, he said it seriously and looked for something in his smoky, and Gabriel just looked at Issei with sadness, since it seems that he was not going to get tired. Azazel. Issei please, he said it seriously because if it was going to ruin everything, and Michael just looked a little angrily at Issei, but he said he's not speaking yet. Issei, no, and no, old man, without Gabriel he doesn't want to wear my ring, I'm not going to wear hers, seraph said it while still looking for something. Serziches. So we're here, he said, surprised along with the others. Issei. We've reached this point, give me a moment. Where it is here, he said it, showing the other ring. Well, he gave it to Gabriel. Take your ring, so give me my ring, he said it with a smile, and Gabriel gave it to him. Dan with a smile. Now if Michael can continue, he said it with a smile, but first Gabriel put the ring on him first. Michael. Issei and Gabriel, I told her I didn't finish since Issei kissed Gabriel, and she reciprocated it in the same way. Issei. Of course I accept, she is everyone for me, he said it with a smile to give Gabriel another kiss, which she reciprocated while everyone applauded with happiness. Gabriel. Now Issei, until death do us part, he said it with a smile. Issei. No limit at all, he said it with a smile as he got off and walked towards the exit and saw a latest model car that said just tired. Serziches. It's a gift from us, Issei, and also, Auden Sama bought an apartment for you too. He said it with a smile to give him the car key and the apartment. And the news that Issei and Gabriel had gotten tired was a strong blow to the men who admired Gabriel so much, and to the women too, since Issei was also desired by all the women in the supernatural world. 5 years later. It had been 5 years that Issei and Gabriel had gotten tired. During that time, Gabriel had another baby, but in this occasion it was a daughter who was named Celestine, and his first son, Meliodas, proved to be just like his father, but unlike him. It was a very serious matter, he acted serious, and with his friend he acted friendly. He even met an angel whose name was Elizabeth. He was a very great friend with his sister. He always played the three of them, he was inseparable, and Issei and Gabriel always gave him the love he deserved for his son. Of course, Issei did not want him to become arrogant, and thank God that never happened, since they were very humble and friendly, and Meliodas and Celestina, they felt very proud that Issei and Gabriel are their father. Since for them their father was the best, and Michael always played with his nephew since they lived in heaven. Even Azazel came to visit him, and Meliodas and Celestina always knew Azazel as their grandfather, and also Issei. They recognized him as one of the most powerful groups, including Great Red, who trained him as a disciple, and they got along so well. In fact, all the factions in the world made a peace treaty, and each faction leader accepted since they already did not want to live in a world at war, but even each of them did not neglect their training, because of what just happened 5 years ago, Surzich's Luficer retired as Mayu and left that position to Vali and Vali accepted his position as he deserved it, and he also got tired of Lavinia and Kuroka, and now Surzich's lives a quiet life with his family just like Serapho left his position and left it to Gasper since he no longer wanted to be weak, and he asked Issei to help and he gave it to him until he became a real man and he accepted the position as Leviathan. Just as Ajuka left his position and left it to Sererg since over time he became strong, now the underworld was pure peace like all the factions of the world. Or so it was assumed since someone wanted to return to Indra. Final chapter. Clarification. Now that Issei's sons travel in time and that he knew his young version. Clarification 2. Issei will also travel time, but it will be the end of the chapter now, I will only send Meliodas and Celestina. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.